Hi.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Elements and Shadows, doing some D&D tomfoolery with What Team Comp. I'm your host, the Common Guru, and these nerds say hi everyone.
We did.
I'm choking on my own spit. I swallowed mid laugh and it was a mistake.
Dang. Didn't mean to do that. Oh well.
Oh god. Hello.
Oh goodness. So you guys ready to pick up where we last left off?
Yeah.
So, speaking of which, for those of you who
Guru.
were... What?
No, sorry, go on.
No, go on. You had a question.
No question. I'm just DMing you something.
Okay, DM it to me and I'll look at it after I give the quick synopsis real quick.
Yep.
When last we left off, you guys had been at Skyward Tower on your way to Emerald Towers, and upon reaching there, actually you weren't in Skyward Towers, you had left Skyward Towers to another area whereupon Karg, wanting to try and understand better what all was going on to stop being a raging, angry man about dwarves, and not understand what was going on, asked for assistance from his clergy, and became a raging, angry man who was angry at everyone. That apparently could not really be stopped except by knocking him unconscious when they attempted to cast Greater Restoration on him. Wanting to try and figure out what was going on, gather themselves together, their new friend Pharos also went through the same procedure, but seemed to come out of it stronger with more knowledge than he had before.
In Jesus believe.
Mm-hmm. Now, armed with a bit extra knowledge and the realization of what exactly he was looking for and why it was so important, they made their ways finally to Emerald Towers, upon which they found a place where they could stay after asking for entrance, spoke with one of the proprietors there who was looking for some of the information that was asked for, which is apparently at this current time eluding them. So, without further ado, give me a second to look at what was sent to me. Cool.
There's a little bit more, but I
Obviously,
don't
send
think
it to
it'll
me when you can.
change too much. Yeah.
This was enough for me to be able to quickly read through.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
So you guys are currently in the tavern after your grandfather stepped away. The floor is yours.
Well, that was interesting. How do you know my grandfather, Elijah? If you don't mind the question, of course.
Asking me?
Yeah.
Fairly well. Why do you ask?
How? He asked how.
Curiosity.
Oh, I thought he said how well.
Nah, just a how.
He's an old tutor of mine.
God.
Say it again, Butters. You were a little muffled there.
Ah, got it.
Ah.
I'm sorry if he made you uncomfortable. Then he looks to Ellie.
Paris.
I'm sorry. I zoned out. The dog was fucking doing something in the living room.
Of course.
Tell her that we love her.
Repeat what was said to me just now. She was trying to eat something. I think it might be a fucking tack.
I'm sorry if my grandfather brought you discomfort.
You see, you know how just like for stupid meme purposes, just to describe it, how you can like lean back, scrunch your shoulders up, and scrunch your head a little bit further into your body.
Yes.
That's essentially what she's doing as she makes that noise. It's not the worst kind of person I've met, but I don't see the family resemblance.
I only met him once or twice. That
I
I can
commend you
remember, of course, because, you know, the whole time passed. I believe I only met him once or twice, but who knows?
I commend you for not killing him after the second time.
I was a child for both. A baby, the first one, around the age of 4 or 5, for the second, probably.
She opens her mouth and then stops. Just shrugs. But we're gonna have to deal with him more, aren't we?
Maybe not.
If we do, I'll keep my mouth shut. Because otherwise we'll get kicked out.
Okay.
Let's just say I know some very colorful ways to curse in Orcish.
Knowing him, he speaks it.
When should we leave to search the tower? Or assist in searching it, I guess?
I don't think we are.
Are we not allowed in there?
Probably not.
Why would we not be allowed in there?
Not many people are.
She looks at Lawson. Didn't you used to work here or something, Lawson?
I need to find something here, but I have never worked. I have visited, yes. I have needed use of their stores of knowledge, but I'm not sure how much sway I would have in order to get us in.
So we have to wait.
Perhaps.
Yay! I don't like waiting.
Do you wish to play Boulder Pairs and Shears?
Okay. I thought you said Boulder Pearmint Shears, by the way, Butters, and I'm like, excuse me?
Boulder Parchment Shears.
She'll hold her hand out. Alright. I just love the idea that they're sitting there playing rock, paper, scissors for the next, like, hour, and Lawson's just sitting here like, are you serious?
Okay.
Oh no.
Alright.
What'd you say, Don?
I said, alright. So you guys are just relaxing at the moment?
Yeah, essentially.
Off to the side, you can hear a few people muttering and kind of talking amongst themselves. One of them is getting a little more riled up than the others, kind of like slapping out guard, like, yeah, that's sure going to win right there. And these other three people are just looking at like, how the hell are you doing? Has this four people. One of them's a medium-sized person, looks to be kind of hulking dwarf looking. Another one is a big, thick-armed, kind of hunched over human, which at first you're like, man, is that guy an orc? But no, he looks human. He's just playing with his cards slowly. There's a leaner looking gentleman who's just kind of leaving his cards on the table anytime he looks at them, rather than actually holding them in his hands, just looking between them all, just like, what in the world? And then there's another guy who you can't see him fully because he has his back to you, but he looks to be getting a mite bit angry at the guy who's just seeming to have a grand old time, the burly dwarf dude.
Wait. So maybe I'm misunderstanding. Does it look like? Okay, so it just looks like a big group of guys just.
They're playing games that clearly playing some kind of a gambling game, and one of them is clearly winning, and one of them is clearly losing.
Ellie is curious, so she will walk up to them.
Look, you don't have to get mad about it. I'm just having a good time here. Here, do the cards. Turn the cards again. He puts a few more gold on the table. I'll start at the bed right here. And you see a few people at the table just kind of like, oh my gosh, he's raising it again. Just standard bet. Everyone else puts in just the standard bet to keep in. He kind of looks at you. You're joining in too?
I wouldn't know how to play.
We'll just have a see. We'll start explaining as we go. If you want, you can just throw in a couple gold, just play along.
If I don't know how to play, why would I throw in gold? Then I'm sure to lose.
Part of the fun of the game.
That doesn't sound like the fun part.
I'll just sit down then. Just watch. You guys don't mind, do you? The thin-armed man just kind of looks at you.
She sends him her brightest smile.
He kind of looks you over for a second, kind of like shifts and sits up a little bit, motions to sit down. Doesn't really say much. Erthos, the reception for you is he's at his Pharos. Oh my gosh, damn it. Kill me all of me, murder all of me, shut up. Pharos. He's not as like boyish, like yeah. He's just like, you can sit down too. I don't mind. Do you know how to play? If you don't have proficiency in cards, then you would not. That's fine. That's fair.
Excuse me.
Alright. So, he looks at his cards and it's like, ooh, looks at everyone. We'll keep in. Long arm guy kind of looks everyone over. Taps his hand with a guy next to him, the guy who's been losing, just like looks up at the guy who's been winning, bites his knuckle, just
Can I insight this silent guy?
Sure.
Wow.
He thinks he has a good hand, but he's also an angry man. And so he may not actually be thinking this all the way through. He's not actually paying attention to everyone else. He's paying more attention just to the cards.
You look angry.
Kind of looks at you. Just playing the game.
Why do you look angry? Are you okay?
Just losing, that's all. I'll be fine.
Does he seem tense?
Yeah,
You shouldn't be so tense over a game.
I'm fine. Yeah, give her a chance. I'm sure she'll understand and have a good time with this. I mean, you had a good time with this too. I mean, you took like half my gold before all this happened. Lord Shark. Puts in another gold piece. The dwarf puts in 2.
Oh, it just washes this.
They go around the table again. And let me actually roll some real quick. Okay. They all stay in pretty long before the big burly man just kind of like puts his cards, picks his cards up with his big thick fingers, looking him over for a second, then he slowly puts them down. Fold. Pushes his cards away. Dwarf just kind of slips them up, puts them into the bottom side of the deck, just quickly shuffles them up. That's alright. Can't be having the time of your life every day now. But that's fine. That's fine. Now, you guys ready to show your hands? They nod and they show their hands, and based off of the cards, for you it's like all of these numbers on these cards, and you're looking at it just like someone won, I guess. And by the look of it, the little dwarf, or the burly dwarf man, looks like he's winning. Takes the pot. You guys ready to try out now? You just need the highest cards closest to the numbers to win.
Yeah, sure.
Alright. Tosses out cards. Roll something real quick for you too. I'm gonna DM it to you. Using a different dice. I think this one's broken. There we go. Something with actual numbers. And the point is, you're trying to have the highest number without letting him know whether or not you have a low or high number. So he takes his. Let me actually roll that for him real quick. Okay. 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 Alright. So they all get their cards, and they all gather around. Roll a charisma check. Both of you. Okay.
Hang on.
Yep. You're average. Okay. You're like, nope. Ellie, do you fold or do you keep your cards?
What do I have done?
I sent it to you in DMs.
Okay.
This is think of it like 21, but you don't get extra cards on the table. It's just basically going around trying to see how long it takes before someone realizes you're bluffing or tries to call you out on it. Basically, it's like BS if you only had 2 cards for BS.
Yeah, I'll fold.
Okay. The goal is to either go through and have the highest number at the end, the highest number being 20, or basically bluff everyone into thinking you have the highest number card and then win the pot by making everyone else fold and just again BS them.
And so sit and watch the rest of this consist. She's just rocking back and forth as she folds.
That's fair. That's fair. See, not everyone has good luck. Not everyone has bad luck either.
I'm a better fighter than I am a card player.
You're a fighter? I mean, you got the look for it.
Huh?
Kind of like flexes. You look strong, is what I'm saying.
What do his muscles look like, Don, if they're even there?
You're not sure if it's muscles or flab? He's a burly looking man, but you know, he's also got loose shirt, so it could just be
She'll poke his arm.
he's across the table from you.
She will stand up and walk over to him and poke his arm.
Hey now, no touching the merchandise, not unless you're willing to pay. Huh?
She pokes his arm again. Does it feel like flab or earth?
Make an intelligence check.
How do I not know the difference between fat and muscle, considering?
Because of the fact that it's underneath a lot of cloth
But this
things.
If you squeeze it, then you can
Are
definitely
you
tell the
grabbing his
difference.
arm?
Not grabbing. She's just kind of like.
Yeah, you're poking
I guess it is grabbing.
Yeah, if you're like, putting your
Technically.
hand under, like, grab and squeeze his arm.
Yeah. She'll do that. Yeah.
Okay. He's gonna ask for a gold from you, but he's got a bit of flab, but underneath it there is muscle, so he probably just eats enough to, you know, enjoy food on occasion. And from the fact that, you know, he's winning with his
What do I have to pay to touch?
because it's worth it. Come on,
How
let's just
strong
finish
does
together.
this man look?
Enough.
She'll hold up the same arm and flex herself. This is worth touching.
He leans up, gives it a quick squeeze, looks it over. I'd say we're even.
I just realized he just randomly walked up and grabbed my arm as well.
Yeah.
How stupid would I be if I have to inside a dwarf to see if he's interested?
Not stupid. You can do it if you want.
I'm curious. Because for some reason, this one seems to attract dwarfs. 11.
Seems to be a businessman just wanting to have fun with his cards.
So confused at having it done back to her, but she'll sit back down. Is there a chair beside him, actually?
There's a chair beside him. Are you going to sit next to him?
Yes!
Now,
Also
don't
that
get
hard at 24!
Pharaohs. He's not interested in her, but at the same time, he seems to have a very high opinion of himself, and apparently believes that if you're going to touch him, he has every right to do so back. Yeah, he motions like, I'll stay in. Also with that insight check, when he looks at his cards and like puts them down, he's got a smile, but there's a faint twitch to his eye. He might be bluffing.
She'll move over to Faros after he gestures, but she looks very confused as to why.
And neither are yours, as far as I can tell, at least. You folded, so just kind of grins at you. The dude who's been losing all night just kind of looks at him, looks at you, looks at him, looks at you, just like, staying in. Yeah. Puts down another gold piece. This round goes on, and at the end of it, it's like, all right, show. He's like, well, you were right, I guess. Didn't really have the best, but I'm fine with that. He folds, and the guy's like, yes, finally. And then the long arm fellow holds up his hand, flips over a 9 and a 5, and the guy who had a 6 and a 4 is just like, God damn it! He is just clearly not having a good time with his attempts at getting money off of gambling.
I will walk up and pat him on the back.
I don't need your pity. God,
Everyone
goodness
needs
sake.
some comfort every now and again.
He just stares at his cards, just like as though they were at fault.
Are you sure you're okay? You're a very angry individual.
He kind of he kind of growls and just kind of looks up at you like, what do you think? Like, doesn't say it, but just like that's what his face seems to say.
She stares back at him with bright, innocent blue eyes.
After a moment, he slowly just exhales, just like, it's not worth my time. I'm up for one more game. So, what brings people like you here? He says you, looking very confused, just like,
We're trying to get something done at the tower.
at the tower, huh? Good luck. Their waiting period and bullshit they have to go through is, needless to say, it's fun when you're trying to just get something simple, or at least you think it's simple. Ask our friend over here. He said that he's been trying to get some stuff for a while now, and it's been a pain in the ass for him to get it. Been on this for, what was it, a month now? The long arm man just kind of looks at him. Around that, yeah. See? I feel like they're more disorganized now than ever. Dicks can't keep themselves organized.
The guy that's like fucking super tense and pissy is human, right? Is what she's described him as.
Yes.
She'll tap his shoulder.
Yes.
Okay, so he does respond.
Yeah,
I was wondering
he's just like, he was just like staring straight ahead, just like trying not to say anything mean, but at the same time just like, I'm going to. Finally,
If
he
you
just
want to fight to
sorry.
let out your emotions, then I'd be willing to spar.
Kind of like slowly like leans back and looks at you. The big guy kind of looks up. I don't think that would be a good. I'm not really asking for that. And the long arm guy just like holds out a hand. No, I don't think we need that. Relax. Kind of like glances back at them, just like. No, thank you. Out of respect to my associates.
Why would it be a bad idea? Some people need to spar to get out bad emotions.
They kind of like look at each other, look back to him. He's not exactly been feeling good lately. If he fights, he might accidentally they make like a motion of throwing up.
Should I insight that?
You can. Also, let me roll Pharos' cards. Also, Ellie, are you still playing?
Nah, she's up to the first one.
Staying in or folding? Who are you insight checking?
Hmm?
Who are you insight checking? I saw the insight check. Who are you insight checking?
The one who said it's not worth it, if I remember correctly, because I asked if I could insight, you said yes, and now I've forgotten
Yeah.
who I was inciting.
If you're asking the guy who said it's not worth it, it was the guy who was saying that he would be losing his lunch, as it were.
Oh, yeah, to see if they were, yeah.
He looks like he's being honest, and the guy, he's starting to look a little more sick. Like, you've never seen someone get sickly angry like this. It's fascinating, but also like, oh, he can't fight and get out his anger, so he's just stuck. It's kind of sad.
I'll stop bothering him.
Okay. Staying in, Pharos?
He's just emotionally constipated.
No worries. Also, what's your passive perceptions? All of you.
13.
Pretty good, if I remember correct, despite having crap wisdom. Maybe it is 16, my dude.
Alright, so the thing continues on, and you see at one point as the shuffling goes on that the dwarf flicks one of his cards on under the deck and pulls another card from the deck when he is drawing them. It's very fast and subtle enough that it's clearly not meant to be caught, but you catch it just off on the side.
I do I?
You're not sure
I look at-
why or if that had any significance.
Uh-huh,
He was
uh-huh.
just doing it to, up his odds, but he looks sufficiently pleased with this card.
I'm wondering if I should call a man out. I think I will. I'll call him out.
Okay. Go ahead.
I might not be the most perceptive person in the room, but I did see that.
See what?
I saw what you did when you drew those cards.
Why don't you,
And here I thought we were trying to have a nice, fair, friendly game.
you see the angry guy, slowly looking at you, then slowly looking at the dwarf. The dwarf just, holds up his hands I don't know what she's talking about. Drew these cards fair and square. Just like you.
Sorry, I dropped out there briefly. What happened?
He's basically saying, nah, I drew these cards fair and square, just same as you guys.
Okay.
No, you didn't.
The guy who's been losing all night doesn't seem to see it through. It's just whatever. The big man kind of gives the lanky man a look, and they kind of just look at each other, and he kind of makes a down motion, keep it on the down though. We see this, but the guy kind of just shrugs, just all right, whatever. And they continue with the game. Are you staying in, Butters, or are you folding again?
Well, what did I do? Insight check.
The insight check? Yeah, he did something with his cards to try and up his numbers.
Why did you cheat?
Again, with these accusations.
People took off his glasses. I may look blind, but I'm not.
I didn't even realize that you looked blind. You're wearing those glasses and whatnot. Good on you for, being able to see and whatnot, but still has nothing to do with what I'm saying, Starts scratching his neck.
Is that his Tao Guru?
One of them, apparently. His eye twitches. That's one that you know as it being one of his tells.
I would request to be honest.
I am being honest. In fact, I'm giving you good money on the table for this game. Are you playing or not?
Can you please stop lying?
I'll take that as a no, you're folding. Reaches out to take your cards.
20 gold pieces on the table.
Kind of pauses. Slowly leans back. The long arm man kind of glances at you, and the big guy is just kind of looks between you all are you all crazy? He throws his cards in, he folds. The guy who's been losing all night's eyes are wide. He's just wipes his brow slowly, just Looks at his cards again, looks at it. Fuck. Throws his cards in. I fold.
Bars has not looked at his cards. He looked at them once, but since then he has not taken another peek.
The thin-armed man kind of just looks at you, grabs from his pouch, pulls out 20 gold, sets it down. Match looks to the cheater, the dwarf,
Oh boy.
motions to him. Sure.
Is this man sweating?
He's sweating a little bit, but it's more like he's like sweating, and also, you know, his greed might do him in here as he's looking at that money, just like 20 gold. Sets it down. Sorry if you heard that. Someone was just rudely motorcycling outside. But he puts it down, looks at you all. You raisin? Or you staying?
I'll raise 5 more.
Match. Sure, I'll match. Puts down another 5. Final time to raise. Feeling lucky?
No, I know it was about to happen.
You know what?
I know what is about to happen.
And what's that?
He stays silent.
He puts down another 5 gold.
I got nothing else to put down.
You have nothing else to
Oh,
put
well.
down?
Yeah.
I'll loan him 5 gold.
I just raised.
I came back to I'll
okay.
loan him 5 gold.
I don't have to put anything down, I just did.
Alright. Show your cards.
He just flips them.
6 and a 7. He kind of like looks at it, just like, fair. Flips his cards over. He also has a 6 and a 7. He's like, well, looks like we're gonna split the pot. And as he's doing that, the other guy just like puts a hand up, grabs his cards and flips them over. He has a 8 and a 6. And the guy's just like looking at all the gold in front of him, just like, his long arms, like puts a hand down, scoops it all in. 14 to 13. And he like, you just see the dwarf just like vein bulging on his head, just, I wanna go get some fresh air. You guys
That is what happened when you
have just a
pass too
moment.
cheap.
Gets up and walks out. The guy who was losing is just like, I'm gonna go get a drink. Goes over and just like goes to the bar saying he's gonna get a drink, and then he just lays his head on the bar. Doesn't even order a drink, just puts his head on the bar. The other two just kind of look at each other. He kind of like makes motions of like, I'll go help my brother. As the big guy gets up and goes over to help him out. With just the long arm guy at the table, he kind of looks at you guys. He gives you all once over.
Don't look to him, I'll say, you're welcome.
Passes you back your gold.
I'll take it.
With 5 extra.
Yeah. Figured I just wanted to make sure he'd waste all of his money, and hopefully someone else would win. I didn't have anything, but I assumed someone.
To be fair, that's not exactly the sort of way I'd have gone about it, but it's a good way to do so.
Cheaters never prosper once you figure out they're cheating.
Also, you just realized that this guy's voice changed.
Nice.
He kind of gives a shrug. To be fair, I gotta keep myself entertainable to certain folk like him. Helps me find the card sharks. That being said, I thought there'd be another one of your group. 2 actually, now that I think about it. Kind of like does you in once over again. I had it described to me. You, points to Ellie. Tall, big, sweet, and whatnot. Innocent as can be. Points to Elisha. And you, smart, wise, and I heard you're quick with the sword, if what I've heard is believable. Is that right?
It might be.
He kind of like smacks his leg. Well then, perhaps we should get ourselves a drink somewhere more private. He reaches into his coat pocket and sets down, paper face down. I'll meet you guys later. Might be good to actually hear from what all you all been doing since, well. Stands up, gives you guys a nod. I'll be in the upstairs room. There's a little area that's private off for certain people.
I'm not sure. who
Let them
you
know
are.
that I'm there and they'll let you up. Hmm? You're not
No,
sure?
I am not sure who you are, but okay.
Don't worry. The paper will explain enough. Walks upstairs.
I'll look at the paper.
You flip it over. There's nothing written on it. It just has a drawing on it. A pair of drawings, actually. One of them is of a bird, and the other one is of a canine.
I do not know what this means. Out of character, I know what it means, but Forrest, no idea.
Do I know what it means in character, Guru?
That dove and a wolf.
It's pretty obvious
I know,
once you see
I know.
it. Yeah.
But come on. Yeah, even if Forrest heard of their names once, he would have got.
I gotta have some fun. Come on.
Roll a nature check then.
I'm back. What a
Way
miss.
back.
Roll it
Varos
a nature
was
check.
not Varos. The long arm guy stood up, said he remembered hearing about Ellie and Elisha, but that you were missing people, and that he would talk to you guys upstairs in a little lounge area where you guys could talk privately. And put a paper face down in front of Varos.
17.
So what's the nature check for?
The
'Cause I
nature
was
check is
being a
because he's being a dick, and when Varos looked over the looked at the paper and showed it to you guys, there's the image. With a 12, you can guess what they are, just loosely. The images are, one is of a bird, the other one is of a canine. You'd guess the canine is a wolf, and the bird maybe, well, certainly not that. Maybe a dove.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So he just showed us a picture after saying meet me upstairs.
Paris.
I'm sorry. Maybe I slightly misunderstood.
Paris.
that-
No.
He
Do you
said that
get what the
paper-
paper means?
No, dude, I'm stupid.
One of them's
Dove?
dove.
Wolf.
Oh, for fuck's sake,
the other
I was like, let me get out my chart.
It's all connected. Do you guys follow him?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, with the
No.
-1 intelligence, I can see her taking that longest one.
Beautiful. Alright, so you guys follow him up, and when you get there, there's like a bouncer person who is in front of where the lounge area is. There's another section that you can go to go upstairs or to one of your rooms.
Am I bigger than him?
Same size. Which, to be fair, that means he's a shorter Goliath.
He's a runt.
Yep. Kind of just holds up his hand. He's clearly a bit younger as well. He's like, "You're not supposed to go in there unless you're invited."
We were.
By whom?
What was the really mean guy's name, Mac?
What really?
I'll hold up a paper.
He looks at it. Like his eyes like go half lit. He's like, "Oh my god." He motions you inside. He's always up to these antics. Go on.
Inside.
Towards the back wall on the left. As you enter, you see that there's a few other people in the room. They're all spaced out quite a distance away, clearly meant to keep all sound within their table. Which you also notice, based off the design, there's like a slight dome over each table trying to keep all the sound in, which you can't really hear most of the tables unless you get up near them. Which makes for a very useful little place to talk and hang out. Of all of these people, though, one of them stands out. Towards the wall where you were told to look is a burlesque furbolg. Thick beard, well, it's shorter though, with trimmed with great care. Big, almost wolfish grin on his face as he watches you guys walk in. Dressed in casual leathers that are tanned and made to look, nice, city appropriate, with bandages wrapped around a long sleeve shirt on his arm that wraps around a part of his palms as well. And he kind of just motions you over, looking just all too happy to see you.
Also, I want to get interrupted because you seem to enjoy the description. Burly!
Yeah?
You
Gosh
said
dang it.
burlesque.
Burlesque.
I did. Burly. I always say this. Why do I always use that phraseology when it's burly?
I don't
I don't know,
know,
man, but it's really funny.
It really is. Just
I
imagine
don't
the
know
corner
why I
of the
always
furball
use
with a
that.
striptease.
He's burly. Shut up.
I will walk up to him.
He could be both.
You could be both.
I was gonna say, look, I'm like, burlesque is a show, not a state.
Exactly.
So,
Oh, it's a variety show, typically including. Oh no. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, some people might be asking for that, but not right now.
we ain't got the time or the money.
He motions for you guys to sit down next to him, just still grinning, just have a
She'll
seat.
pop down.
So you're the ones who were supposed to come out here with Dove. I can see how she'd have fallen in with guys like you, or rather, gals like you. She always did
Who
have
is
herself.
Dove?
You're new though. You would understand.
Apologies
being
for
aware.
interrupting.
No, you're fine. You're confused. I get it. What's your name?
Pause.
Varus. I'm Wolf. Ms. Dove is
He looks confused for a split second, then realized, oh yeah, name.
name. Yes. WOLFF, if you're wondering. I highly
least
doubt you're looking to spell
Messing
it.
with his ears. You don't look like a wolf.
His ears kind of like, nah, but I can be fierce and cunning like one when I want to be. Depends on how deep into things that I can get into, if you catch my drift.
You get pretty deep into this bullshit.
You're not wrong. That being
So why
said,
are we up here?
oh, I wanted to introduce myself to the people that Miss Dove said y'all came traipsing across the entirety of Mervale looking for me. Wasn't expecting to cause such a ruckus, and I wanted to apologize to y'all. Not sure if I'm supposed to apologize to you as well, but I will anyways, just in case. Points at Pharos.
I am here of my own volition.
Excellent, so I don't have to apologize to you. Instead, I'll just say welcome.
Thank you.
Not a problem. Miss Dove is a friend of theirs. One of my associates works underneath me. Helps keep a few of my more rowdy individuals in line if need be. But to be fair, Odd is a kind-hearted soul who helped actually bring her into our little, group of people as well. Yeah.
Definitely you drunk me under the table. And vice versa.
He is still drinking people under tables. I am not surprised.
To be fair, we tied.
That makes
Probably
more
get on that.
sense. Yeah, as long as the others weren't there. Kind of like has this look of just, oh no. I don't need more work on my hands in that regard. Whew, pulls at his collar.
It was just us, well, and Dove, but
And I'd imagine she has to keep them in line somehow. So what brings y'all here? I mean, besides coming after me, if you're with a fella coming here of his own volition, I imagine it's not only to find me.
her
Well,
happy
may
face
not-
immediately shifts to negative.
Kind of squints at you. That have something to do with your missing friends?
One of.
Lay it on me.
Uh, uh,
Come on.
Wait, what are you asking about?
She mentioned two others, a blue tieflin with broken horns, and an
I
orc.
do not know that one. I know that one. That's Garg. I know that one.
So apparently you lost your tieflin friend before you lost your orc friend. I'm sorry to hear that for both of them. Apparently,
Garg is alive. I cannot speak for the Tiefling, but Garg is alive. He's just going through something.
Cheshire is also alive. He is walking his own path as of now.
he survived 3 lightning strikes. I'm pretty sure he can't die.
you can still die, trust me. You can think yourself the most indestructible person on the face of this world. Someone will find a way to try and kill
Does
you.
he have lightning bolt scars?
Not that you can see. He's pretty well
Okay.
covered. Although he does have bandages wrapped around his long sleeve shirt up to his palms. So he
Hey,
might
like
have
me.
scars that, kind of like you, yeah. So he might have, he might have scars that he's, just not showing you.
You're really well traveled, right?
To an extent.
You know a lot, I'm assuming.
To an extent. My knowledge isn't infallible.
How much do you know about memory loss?
About as much as people here, I'd imagine. Which is to say, I need to know more. Catch my drift.
Karg attempted to remedy the memory loss.
Did he now? How'd that go?
He's now stuck in a loop of the memory he wanted to find.
I broke out of it, though.
Ooh.
Turns out 4 years have passed without anyone knowing.
4 years.
Yes.
Rubs his chin thoughtfully. We only remember the last part of it, right? Just the last year?
Not even fully the last year.
Yeah. That's what I've been piecing together. I didn't realize it was that long, though. That's... I mean, it makes sense, is the really annoying part for myself. Found a couple of books in a dwarven language where they had been writing about some things they'd been going through. And then they acted as though it was the end of the world one day, and then the next day they were fine. Writing it down as though it was fine.
It was the end of the world. The beginnings of it, at least. From what I fully understand so far, my hypothesis might not be complete, but it seems like it was the end of the world.
Yeah,
What if the world did end, but something caused it to restart?
It shouldn't have happened like this then, that's my thought. Because if it ended, we shouldn't remember
You should
anything
know.
before it.
Do you know what an iron flask is?
Yes, I do. That can have anything from demons to all manner of
Apparently-
terrible beasties.
Apparently there was an ancient iron flask uncovered by the king of Derval, right?
Dervok.
Dervok. Apparently there was an ancient iron flask uncovered from a tomb by the king of Dervok. And apparently he was going to use it to destroy the world, from what I know.
God,
This guy's trustworthy, right? No, I looked at Ellie.
Do you guys vouch for Wolf?
G-Dog.
Too late anyway, but yeah.
God damn it.
That's why I'm thinking maybe. And then as soon as we got our memories back, all of a sudden we remember the king, but different.
Wait, so it's... Don't you correct me, obviously, if I'm saying this wrong, but you found the same information I did. The king Sanfel, and then suddenly there's a King Dominion.
Of course, yes.
Okay, good. I'm not crazy. Good.
And
Someone
the
has finally
first
found
king
it.
was the more evil one, it seems.
Wait,
I wouldn't say that.
Or
You said-
evil, but more desperate.
you just said someone else finally found that.
Yeah,
How would you know that there was a different king unless you have your memories from before?
I don't. He reaches down and pulls out a bag and you just see him drop it down in front of you. It's just boom.
I'll pick up the bag and see what's in it.
Books.
Oh.
Lots of books. Apparently, whatever happened to people's memories. But for some reason, they didn't deem it a good enough thing to remove all of the written words from before. Just all of that of what happened during the missing time. Points to Ferris 3 years.
That's missing.
Apparently.
Why would you look after it?
I will also say this, sir.
Yeah.
Do not attempt to do what happened to me.
That bad?
I feel incredibly lucky of what happened to me because I feel like you're more likely to end up like Karg than to end up like.
I think they said a 1 in 10 chance that you'll make it out.
I mean, I'm a gambling man, but I prefer to stack the deck if I can.
Let's not gamble with someone who's the head of a detective agency.
That's why I said I would like to
Head of
stack
a
the deck.
detective agency. That is good to know.
Oh yeah, that's why I've been looking into this.
Ellie's pulled out one of the books and is looking through it.
We are
Stop.
planning on. If you know anything about religion, this might sound crazy, but the Church of Lathander and the Church of what's Karg's name?
Ungla.
And the Church of Ungla are coming together to try to fix this.
His eyes
At
kind of
least
like
that's what
rise
I'm
again.
trying to get to happen.
You've got your work cut out for you. Some of the higher ups and even the lower people might not be super hot on that.
People have to realize we cannot fight our God's wars forever.
Oh no, believe me, I'm fully aware of that.
Yes.
I'm not against
But-
that at all. It's just
I'm saying if you would like to possibly get some more knowledge and be on the front line of the discovery of what happened, you may go to the Order of the Dawn and possibly meet us there at some point. But we are going there after we find the document I need to prove this has happened.
I hope you find it faster than I found, or rather, I'm trying to find my document.
It's
Motions
in
to the
a
books
building.
Ellie's looking at.
It's in a
You're-
building within the city.
Yeah, no kidding. Kind of thumbs outside, which the view from where you are standing, you can actually see the tower, like literally just outside. That tower is guarded and it's not impenetrable. I'm
And
not going to say that I've looked into the possibility of getting into there.
And
like
I'm
Ray
the
Sands.
grandson of one of the higher ups.
That might get you more, on point with it, but it's the matter of finding it, whether they're finding it or you're finding it, which is the current issue right now, because apparently
Patience
they're
is
incredibly
key.
disorganized. Well, I've been patient for the last month, so forgive me if I don't sound a little bit frustrated.
It is okay. But patience is what we must have in a scenario like this.
Hmm,
Because we do not want to be on the wrong side of any government either.
I'm aware. Just worried because kind of shifts forward slightly. There's been something else I've also been looking into from before. I was looking into all this. It's actually what made me realize I had to start looking into it in the first place, and that was just by complete accident, if you will. I think that there's a group that may have been either pushed around or moved into positions not of power, I wouldn't say that at all, but they're influential in other ways. Ever meet with someone who said that, asked if you're looking for the eyes of truth?
And
Is that
will
so familiar?
history or religion.
You can roll religion. The other two can roll history.
Good, I'd rather roll history.
I'm a religious man. I need.
No, I hear you. I'm not a religious lady.
Mm.
Oh. Let's see. I'll take that.
Doesn't ring a bell for you, Ellie. It's like, I mean, Ferris, you, with your full memory restored, you have heard of the Eyes of Truth. It was slightly something of a passing remark in one of the war documents you had read, but you'd read it in a few other places throughout them. The Eyes of Truth were, how do I phrase it right? They were information gatherers. Another way to put it is they're essentially CIA, KGB sorts,
Got it.
and they worked under various leaderships, depending on who was where, and supposedly they were the ones who found the iron flask and brought it to the King of Dervok.
He goes, those are the people that found that flask we spoke of.
Elisha, you remember a man in the undersides of a city who invited you to come meet with him and to see the Eyes of Truth.
Might have missed out on something important.
What? I don't.
Do you remember the strange man underneath the city that we didn't end up meeting with?
Yeah.
He spoke of
No.
meeting the eye. You weren't there, Varys.
Oh, okay.
He
Varys there.
spoke of meeting the Eyes of Truth.
What city?
Guru, I don't even remember. the
Skyward
name.
Tower.
Skyward Tower.
I was like, we're in Emerald Tower. It's not that.
Yes.
It's like it's another tower, but there's too many towers.
No, there's literally
Skyward
two.
Tower.
Skyward and Emerald.
That is too many.
It also doesn't help with Ivory Towers either.
Yeah,
Whitestone Towers.
you can see how I
Guru
struggle
likes his
sometimes.
towers.
I like my towers.
Hashtag Guru has a tower fetish.
No, but I like my towers regardless. He nods at that. Skyward Towers is where one of their operational facilities is. It's not a great group. I myself have only brushed against them once. They have some people there who are nice enough, but different. I feel like their higher ups might be acting a little bit, how might I say this nicely? I don't really feel like it. Acting almost in a puppeteering way. They keep control of undercities, places where people like Duragar can roam. It's one of the people I met with who actually asked if I was interested in learning more. Not sure if he was actually asking to see if I would be someone who would be interested in it, or if they were looking to have other things possible with that. Needless to say, I looked into it stealthily, and then did what I had to do to move about without being seen. I'm good at what I do. But if you've heard of them, where did you hear of them?
We were in the sewers fighting Slug City magic spells.
Okay, points to you, and then he points to Ferris and you.
Books. Documents. Papers.
Right, you mentioned that
Yeah.
you've got those extra 3 years, so you probably have more information about them than I do. Awesome.
Possibly. I'm not sure.
Well, it's more than what I've got, and I'll fall back on your expertise on various matters if it comes to that. Hopefully it doesn't, obviously, but hopes and dreams are like fishing without bait. Having a little bit of substance helps.
Did you spearfish?
That's another way to do it indeed, yes. But that's only if you're hunting in the shallows. Sometimes to get deeper in, you gotta get a little wet.
Okay.
That being said, I've worked with Dove. I've actually sent her out to do a few other things while I take care of things here. So she's not able to speak with you at this time. Sorry about that. She'd have loved to see you again.
If you could help us find the scroll faster, that'd be nice.
If I was allowed in there to actually find it, I would. See,
I'm
that's
not
the
allowed
problem.
in there.
I'm a detective. I'm not someone who's just going to be allowed inside there. And you, points to Pharaohs, even with all your having connections, aren't going to be allowed in there either. The whole place is essentially set up in such a way that unless you've been let in there through a lot of hoop jumping, you're essentially going to be sitting around waiting on them to find what you're looking for as long as it takes for them to do so. They at least give you a time frame?
No.
Didn't think so. If yours was just some paper, that might be easier to find. But at the same time, if it's as difficult to find as a simple book,
It is a paper being fair. Or a document.
document, of course,
Scroll.
irregardless, they should be able to find it, right? There's just one little problem, one that I personally think is being a little bit, how would one say, difficult. I think someone's messing with their divination spells. Crazy, I know. But that's the only explanation I've got.
How do you think that it's being done?
The obvious answer, magically. Less obvious answer, I don't know. My biggest worry is that it's either in the tower itself, in which case someone in there is doing some seriously neglectful things, or they've positioned themselves in such a way that just blocks out the divination magic in there.
Perhaps a more personal touch is called for in a situation like this.
Perhaps, and I would hope that we'd be able to do something with that.
I mean, worst comes to worst, we could talk with my grandfather about it. Worst comes to worst.
Worst comes to worst, yes, but I doubt he would be allowed to allow you to look around in there to inspect them. If they're doing any inspections, they're going to want to do it themselves, and guess what they're going to have to use to try and figure that out?
Magic.
Magic. And you know what kind of magic is good for trying to see if something's wrong?
No.
Divination magic. And if divination
Okay.
magic is being thrown off, guess what they're going to find? Nothing. You catch on
Okay,
quick.
I
I
thought that
like
was a
you.
retaurical question.
Nope. You catch on
So-
quick. I appreciate it.
We could always try to convince him that maybe you need an outsider's perspective, but then again, I'm not sure he will.
If you can do that, I'll be happy to throw a hat into the hells and see if it freezes rather than burns. No, I mean, obviously I'm talking about the first levels. Get deeper in and you start getting a cold shoulder. Trying to figure out where else someone could try and jam magic from.
Guru, would I know?
Roll a Arcana check.
There's no tower in the middle of the city, is there?
There are 3 towers. This one is more on the leftmost side. There's a central tower, and then there's one on the rightmost side. So
Yeah,
west and then
it's
east.
coming from the central tower.
Maybe. I wouldn't see why they would have it from the central tower, seeing as how that's where our Lord resides.
Our Lord?
Ooh, rolling well.
Yeah, Lord of Rimmervale. I'm saying that
Oh.
trying to keep it without as much sarcasm as I can, because Lord Ervind is not Lord Reigned. And Lord Reigned apparently disappeared at some point. Don't know where, don't know when, just history just had him at one point, and then as soon as the year began, it was Lord Ervind and everything was hunky-dory. Needless to say, I'm concerned. Forgive me. Just been looking into this for a while, and it's nice to talk to people who actually are catching on to what I'm actually saying. You know what I mean? With an Arcana check like that, it would have to be close enough to the source that it would be able to affect them, but it wouldn't necessarily have to be in the same area per se. It could be in somewhere around the tower, it could be underneath the tower, it could be over the tower. Obviously over the tower is a little bit suspect, since you can look outside right now and see that there's nothing but clouds above there, nothing really up there that you can see, but that doesn't rule that out as an option.
Nothing but, like, peon Carl signs.
Not in this city. Most of this city has actual airspace that has been bought and purchased, and if anyone tries to do otherwise, they're quickly scrubbed out by someone else casting magic on it. Clearly here they're policing it a little bit more to the point than the other place was.
It would have to be in a close proximity to wherever it is. So
Oh,
in
good,
this
you're a
case, the
spellcaster.
tower.
Okay, so you're thinking the tower itself, or
Or very near to it.
how close we talking? 'Cause
Out of
we're
character, say 100 feet?
within a mile.
Then a mile? That's not close!
Yes, it is. For
yeah.
a major city?
Yo, this is a major city, mind you. That means that it would not be able to reach to the central tower.
That helps a lot.
That narrows it down a lot. Like the
How big
towers.
is this city? Are we talking like 10 miles across?
This is like the
No.
capital, right?
Yeah. This
Like
place
20?
is big.
New York.
Kind of.
Alright.
Hold on, let me pull up the square miles of.
Just making sure, because...
In terms of square hunt. Okay, let me put it this way.
Yeah.
New York
Uh-huh.
City. Yep. Because that's actually kind of what I'm basing this around in terms of the size of the city. Square miles, mind you. Which means that it's, by two sides, 300 square miles.
Alright, fair enough.
So this is big city. 1 mile, that is pretty close. Like, the towers
Alright.
themselves are not a mile high.
I was under the impression the city was like 2 miles wide. I was like, this is no help at all.
No,
But
no,
that
no.
actually
This
does
is
a
a
lot.
actual city. A town will be a few miles wide. Not actually, no. A village will be a few miles wide. A town will be more than 10.
Mhm.
The city, this big, is big.
Within a mile.
That means that could be really deep underground. It could be anywhere within a mile of this tower. But the tower. He leans out the window and starts looking up at the tower. And you see him. Like it's like the calculation meme where he's like clearly trying to do math in his head. And he's just like,
Mhm.
fuck. Tower is tall as shit.
Yes.
But tall as shit's not a number.
No.
Look, you can laugh at me all I want for saying it like that. It's
No, work it out however it works for you. I certainly won't mock someone's journey if it gets them to their destination.
Thanks.
I wonder.
He pulls out
I
a
tell-
he pulls out a piece of cloth and he starts writing on it slowly.
Guru, please tell me this man is doing the Pythagoras theorem.
He's doing the Pythagorean theorem.
Yeah.
Squared equals C squared.
Guru,
Yep.
is there any one of my siblings that my grandfather actually liked?
That he actually liked.
Yeah. Or even if any of them seem to be interested in what he did or does for.
Roll a history check.
I'm wondering if I got more than one man on the inside, basically. Or a woman, who knows?
Right.
Thank God, not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. You know that on the other side of the family, like obviously with your history, your with your mother and whatnot, it's a little bit of hard history, so it's not exactly going to give the most love and affection towards you. There was another side of the family that was not loved more than you, but he favored them a bit more just because of the fact that they were born in such a way that it gave them validity. If you catch my drift?
They were full elves, huh?
Yeah, they were full elves.
Alright.
Which, to be fair, that would make them, they're not grandchildren, they're just children.
Yeah.
Granted, they didn't seem to dislike you at all. They seem to understand the fact that there's a whimsy of various elf folk and humans that just seems to just kind of come out of nowhere and sweep them away for whatever reason.
So none of my siblings really would be probably doing this kind of.
Doing this kind of work, your siblings, there might be one or two, but they'd be looked at similar to yourself, at least so far as you're aware. You haven't heard any of them write back like, "Yeah, Grandpa loves us."
Yeah. I've got nothing.
You see him like scratching at his neck, scratching at his beard, just like continues writing. Actually, I'm trying to do the math myself to be like, is that how this works? I hate the Pythagorean theorem so much, but it's also like, I mean, it makes sense.
D&D making that, when the hell will I ever use this statement?
Yeah.
Absolutely invalid.
Yep.
To be fair, Guru could just use a calculator.
I am
He
using a
could, yes.
calculator.
Okay. I'm gonna say.
You see him like rubbing his forehead, just like, because he's doing it on paper and whatnot, so it's taking him a bit.
Guru, roll for math.
I already am.
No, roll
Dude.
on it.
He rolled pretty well.
Okay.
Which, to be fair,
Do you,
his first roll was shit, but he's taking his time with it.
Arata, do you know of any way to speak to my grandfather without him getting upset?
Without him out of character, without him getting upset.
Yeah.
I could try. Worst he can say is no.
You hear a small as he like goes back over his notes, just like, nope, that's not working. Nope, that's not working.
You didn't carry the 3 right.
You see him like staring at it for a moment. He just kind of like scratches at his neck slowly. That's less than helpful. He seems to almost be pouting a little bit. Well, I've got good news and bad news. Good news is I can count out at least 100 feet from the tower. Bad news is that's still within a mile. It's only so far away from the tower. Because if they're trying to hit the entirety of the tower, they'd have to be within a mile. Which if they're in the city, that's a lot of fucking buildings.
How wide is the tower?
How you see like look at you like with like this. Oh,
Fuck more, man.
basically, he looks out the window again, pulls his head back in. 100 feet across, give or take. Give or take. I think
That means you can cut out another 100, right? I'm
It's
not
only-
too smart, but it would have to encompass the entire tower, not just get to the edge of the tower,
exactly.
which means it would have to be 100 feet closer.
Exactly. So it'd have to be within at least 5,000 feet.
You're kidding someone.
I imagine Ellie's just looking at this, just like, math. Paris, you okay? Did we lose
no.
Paris?
She's here, but she might be muted.
Oh no, Paris! Not seeing her light up. Oh.
Oh.
Not sure what the Arcana check was for.
I think I accidentally clicked on it.
That's fair. We see him just like rubbing his face, just like, that's still way too far in my opinion, but I'll take it. So if they're trying to be safe about it, they may not even know if they have a full mile. So they might have to be a little closer to it, but not want to be close enough that mages would be able to realize that they were being messed with. If they're messed with, they're not going to like it, they're going to retaliate, they're going to find them. So when I detect magic running, they'd be able to run around and eventually find where they're at, shut it down, be done with it. But if they're magic users in the city, and they're running around with detect magic, then you wouldn't want them in a building unless that building was...
You do also have to realize they were probably a bit generous with how far they went, because they measuring out exactly 1 mile can be difficult,
Of
if
course.
not obvious.
But I'm also thinking that if they're trying to stop detect magic, he pulls out more notes. Basically, he's going through this whole thing, just like going over it real quick, just like how thick of metal and such. It's blocked by barriers, a foot of stone, common metal, thin sheet. He kind of like perks up at that. Most places around here are made of wood. They'd need at least 3 feet of wood if they're trying to cover this up, so they're not going to have it made of wood. Most buildings made of stone. That'll cut that down. Those are closer to the tower, but they're going to be some further out as well. I can ask around.
What
You
if
guys-
they were places with lead? Just to ensure.
Then there would be an inner room that they would have lined with a thin sheet of lead. They wouldn't have made the outside of it covered with lead, because otherwise that place is filled with magic people. If they see lead, they're going to be poking their head on the inside to try and figure out what's going on. I want to start looking around. I hate doing math. He just like shakes his head, leans back, just like, ugh. He like holds up a hand. Waiter, I'm hungry. I need a menu. Waiter walks over. What would you like, sir? Kind of looks at everyone. Y'all hungry?
Very.
God, Guru, you don't understand. Wait! Oh! The SpongeBob movie.
Oh no.
They're getting drunk on ice cream sundaes.
Yep.
Let me see a little day we came up with called.
Here's this man here, Mr. Krabs.
Jesus Christ.
Welcome back, Ferris.
Yes. You did not hear me struggling trying to remember the proper way to do the Pythagorean theorem. By the way, the first reason why Wolf was like, no, that's wrong, was because he added instead of subtracted the
Whoops.
approximate height of the building, which he's approximating it to be about 1,000 feet.
Man, tried.
And so he added 1 million after he squared it. And then he realized, no wait, I'm supposed to subtract it. And then, because I rolled a 3 for his first intelligence check doing it, and so I was like, yeah, he messed up somewhere.
And Guru, I think, just so you know, I think you mean the Mordekainen thing.
Yeah, I apologize. It's Mordenkainen's theory, not the Pythagorean. Actually, no, Pythagorean was a great spellcaster.
Y'all are saying names that are confused the fuck out of me. Stop.
Mordekainen
I know
is.
Morde-
He's a spellcaster. But
And the
Pythagorean,
Pythagorean was a mathematician that
Yeah.
came up with the
A
Pythagorean
real-life
theorem.
mathematician.
Yeah.
I'm saying that there's also a spellcaster in this world whose name is Pythagorean, and he has a few spells that you may find eventually, Lasha. They may also make you want to eat your own hands.
To be fair, Alasha's pretty down for that map.
Yes, but he figured that the radius from the tower that someone could be jamming it from would be only with Ferris's help, around 5,000 feet from the tower, and it's most likely in a stone building. If it's in a wooden one, then he's just going to go ahead and just kind of bang his head on the table for a while, because of the fact that if it's
There's
in a
so
wooden
many stone
one,
buildings.
that means that they've lead-lined a room in there that they're doing this from, which he hasn't thought of the one thing about it yet that should have come to him, but to be fair, he didn't roll high enough to do so.
I mean,
which-
with my 26 Arcana check, what I know.
With your 26 Arcana check, here's a better question. Do you have, in your book,
In my repository.
your repository, Detect Magic or any other divination spell?
Hell yeah.
So, referencing that, you would know that a spell such as a divination spell is generally blocked by 3 feet of wood, 1
Yes.
foot of stone, a
Yes.
thin sheet of lead,
Yes.
such as that. And thinking about it, that would therefore imply that if something is trying to block that, like a spell or something like that, could it have the same limitations or such as that? Because if it has the same limitations, that means that it shouldn't be able to get into the tower as the tower is, because the tower is made of this emerald green coloring, which is, as far as you can tell, some kind of stone.
Oh,
And to have it this high,
are you
it'd have to
telling
be
me what
thick.
you think I'm telling?
Hmm.
It's gotta be in the tower.
In or one other option. If the tower itself on the outside is made of stone, that
Yeah.
doesn't stand that the inside is also made of stone, or that they made their foundation underneath it for everything like the sewer systems and plumbing and such going down, also out of stone. So it's either
That I
in
can see.
or under.
But the inside has to be made of the same kind of stuff as the outside, because that's how walls work, Guru.
It's for walls, but not all of the walls on the inside are likely going to be made of the same substance, because this is all a rare green substance.
Oh yeah, the inner walls I could see, but the
Yes.
outer walls, it's all gonna be
Yeah.
the same stuff.
That's all the same stuff.
I will turn to Wolf.
Mm-hmm. He's ordering food. He's like, look, if you can get me just some...
Get me some pictures of Spider-Man.
I
damn
want
it.
pictures of Spider-Man. I don't want leg of lamb. I want pictures of Spider-Man. No, he's like, give me 3 sirloin steaks, 4 if you're hungry, Elisha. Ferris, are you
Looking
eating
at
meat?
Elisha like she's got the big appetite.
Ferris, do you eat meat? I know some people don't when they're being scholarly. I'm hungry though.
Vacation, yes.
This is an occasion for it. 4 sirloin steaks,
I eat-
please.
I eat fine art.
Excellent.
Are you
Make sure
sure?
it's made as fine as you can make it. Do you like it medium rare, rare? Please don't tell me you like it well done.
Medium rare.
Okay, good.
No,
You're a man of
I-
class.
I trust that's. I'm a follower of Lathander, and he just nods his head.
Damn right I am.
Good. I like you already. There's a
Lathander's-
Dragonborn I
but-
know who just wanted it charbroiled black, and I'm just like, you can't even taste
Ew.
it. I know, right?
Also, just so you guys are aware, one of the Lathander's, like, it's the goddess of the god of dawn and fine art, basically, or just the little things in life, kinda.
Oh yeah.
So, like,
A finely cooked steak is.
Forest. Yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah. He's just like, make sure that you give this man the finest. And the guy's just like,
And
just nods slowly, just like, sure. Oh, do you guys want anything to drink?
oh,
Ale.
I'll take some water. And he takes out his I'll take out my weaver's tools.
Mhm.
And I'll take out the colors blue and purple.
Mhm.
And I'll start weaving something together.
Okay. Points to Elisha. Drink.
Wine, please.
Fine wine. Don't give her any of that classy, common stuff. We want fine wine. I myself am going to have your finest orange juice, please.
And
Oh,
I have a
and
question. Can I roll to know what you know how each school of magic has a symbol, right?
yes.
Usually I know from the running Lost Minds, there's a DC to identify it that's usually 10. Could I roll to see if I know the different symbols of magic?
Arcana check.
Okay. This. Well.
Yes. Alright.
With a 12, you may pick a school of magic, and you know the symbol for it.
You know what school?
So I'm saying this because you're going to be weaving it, so each time you weave it, you'll roll it, and then
Does Bladesinger have a school of magic?
Does.
Like a symbol?
it does not have a symbol, but it does have one that they've made for themselves, which is technically not arcanically bound, the same way the other ones are. Basically, it's just to show that they are of the school of Blade Song.
I'll start with that one for now.
Okay, so yeah, you know what that one looks like.
Mm.
And before the waiter is like, wait! Don't you try and jip us here. Endless breadsticks.
Wolf is getting the absolute smorgasbord.
Listen, I'm hungry. Math makes me hungry, and trust me when I say, if I'm gonna be paying for a sweet like this, I'm gonna eat.
Meth makes me hungry. I'm putting that
Miss-
in the channel.
And Miss Alasha, whenever you do speak to my grandfather, I will ask to come with you. If you do not want me to, that is fine. But being there would be interesting to me.
I feel like it might be better if I at least go alone this time. I'm not sure how he would react having you there. On
Very
any
much
subsequent meeting, I'm
Either. If
More
that
than
is,
happy to
that
bring
is
you along.
wonderful. I'm curious.
Say what?
He says, I am not sure either, but that is why I'm curious. I'm trying to be as useful as I can to my order, and knowing how we stand with members of the tower is very useful.
Very well. I would suggest trying to contact him and arrange a meeting.
Harsh just nods.
Okay. As soon as the breadsticks are brought out, Wolf just like pulls them out and is just like balsamic vinegar and that too. Yeah.
This
Pours them
motherfucker
together,
got
just-
specifics on what he wants.
Look, if you have yourself olive oil and balsamic vinegar, he takes the bread, just rips it, just like pushes it against it gently, like has this, soaked into the, actual bread look to it, like flips it over, just like, and
This is a man who's been trying to eat all day, hasn't been able to eat, had to use his brain. Barely got through that and is now trying to replenish all the energy he lost.
oh, when you're having to listen to a dumbass who is a poor card shark for the last hour trying to tell you, no, I'm not cheating. Oh, getting some good food feels good. He never saw me flip out his other card, though. Flips his card out, flips his wrist, and he has a card in his hand. It's a 2. He's going to be missing a 2 from that deck for a while. Slaps it down on the table. Begins eating more of the bread. Oren, have some. It's really good. If you want, we can get some more balsamic vinegar for you. Oh, and some olive oil. It's really good.
Eat some bread with the balsamic vinegar.
It's really good. It's it soaks into it pretty well, and it gives it a zesty flavor for it. Bread in and of itself is very absorbent, kind of spongy, but with the olive oil and the balsamic vinegar, it's just very nice. Which, fun fact, I used to have that every time I went to Olive Garden. We would just have
That's
bread, the endless bread with balsamic vinegar in
yeah.
olive oil, and then you would get your food afterwards. And by that point, you were just like,
What
I'm-
food?
I'm gonna dig into this, but can I get some more bread with balsamic vinegar and olive oil, please? just a little,
Yeah,
a little
what's up?
splash. I'm not gonna lie,
Actually,
he
could
was
I-
hungry.
When they bring Forrest coffee, he goes, actually, could I have some coffee?
They look at you, it's just like, water is free, we can bring you a coffee. Wolf gives the thumbs up. And then they bring out 4 very nice steaks for you guys to dig into. It is cooked medium rare, as asked. When you cut into it, you can see the juices in it. They have various dips that you can put it in if you're wanting to do that. Wolf just cuts into it, gets a slice, and just... He just looks very pleased with this. My cousin prefers to not eat meat. He's one of them nature magic folks. I just don't see it myself, but I respect him for not wanting to, and he respects me for being a hungry son of a gun. Or son of a crossbow. Sorry, son of a darter. I don't know.
I am confused.
I'm hungry. Eat. Or I'll eat it for you.
Half of Forrest is already gone, Guru.
Yeah, he's halfway through his too, and he says that just like, oh,
But he's not scarfing it down. He just takes rather large bites of his food.
oh yep, so does Wolf. By the time all this wraps up, he wipes his mouth. Like, he's still gentlemanly. He wipes his mouth clean, make sure his hands are finished before he kind of throws the cloth on the table. I'm going to go start looking around, seeing what I can find out about the areas underneath the towers to see if we can try and get this situation resolved so you guys can get your document, I can get my book, and we can all get out of Emerald Towers. Stands up,
Or die.
puts a hand on his chest. Me? Die? More likely than I think, but I try not to.
Exactly.
What?
I'm die.
I'm not arrogant enough to think I can't. Winks at you.
Actually,
Hmm?
when do you plan to go out?
Right now. You want to
Can
come
I do
with?
one last thing before you leave?
Yeah?
Well, I mean, yeah, I would, but I'm. I don't think the girl would be happy.
Glances to the group. Mind if I take her out? I
She
promise
is
I'll be a
her
gentleman.
woman.
I promise I'll be a
What's
gentleman.
happening?
You're not the one we have to worry about. You're the one we have to worry for.
Yay, I'm cutting in and out. Fuck me. There we go.
They said you're your own woman and that you're not the one they have to worry about, just the one that they have to worry for. So if you want to go with Wolf,
Oh.
you can go with Wolf.
Okay, I'm sorry. You're gonna have to repeat what you said because you came back in the middle of that sentence.
Oh boy, they're saying if you want to go with Wolf, you can go with Wolf. You are your own woman.
She's curious. She'll go with him and head back when it gets cuter.
He puts a hat on his head, pulls a scarf up around his neck, flips it over his shoulder. Shall we? Puts his arm out like, shall we, gentlemanly. Which, by the way, he is taller than you.
I kind of figured when you said Furbolg,
Yeah,
because otherwise he would be a midget by Furbolg standards.
a dwarf, or runt.
She looks confused at the offered arm before just picking him up.
He's a little heavy set for that as you try and do that. You're like trying to pick him up. He's just like, come on. Kind of wraps his arm around you, picks you up, and just walks out of the room.
She looks bewildered and confused.
We'll be back later. Enjoy yourselves. Don't hurt anyone. Bye! As he's walking down the stairs, he's just like, sorry, old habits from when I had to tell Odd to make sure that, the other girls didn't kill anything while I was gone. Sometimes evildoers tend to rub some people the wrong way.
If I come back and they're hurt or dead, I'll tear this place to pieces.
Oh, I know. I mean, they shouldn't be hurt or dead here. This place has got pretty good security. Except when they can't realize that people are being card sharks and whatnot, but that's a story for another time. Shall we?
Sure.
Walks
When he
outside.
says card sharks, she looks confused.
Someone who's trying to steal money from other people by cheating at card games.
So, cheater.
Yep. Dirty rotten cheater.
Someone I can punch.
If you catch him cheating.
She just follows the phone.
She's just like,
Quit vibrating.
so what you're saying is I can punch them if I catch them cheating. Rubs hands slowly.
Oh god.
Time will pass. Are you going to try and ask to meet with your grandpa? Pharaohs?
I'll leave it up to Alasha.
So you're going to have Elisha ask then? Okay, so Elisha, when do you go meet up with him?
After dinner.
Okay. So you go to meet up with him.
Mhm.
The area that was kind of half given to you is a place you vaguely remember.
Mhm.
It's essentially,
Should we take this to
yes,
one-on-one?
we're going to be taking this to one-on-one.
Alright.
1 second, people.
Oh, geez, I was gonna move myself, but all right.
Nah, I'm not waiting. You begin walking down a place that it feels like an alleyway. But it's longer. One second. You remember this place. You remember seeing these walls and realizing just how dangerous they could be at times. And you hear a faint humming. Deep bass. Look off to the side, leaning against one of the walls in a meditative sort of stance. Zaptonot. Or Anapto. Sorry, not Anaptonot. Anapto. Sorry. Just glances over at you. His eyes looking you over for a moment before looking forward. You've come again.
I have.
Hold on, I'm going to see if Pharaoh's followed real quick. Okay, I'll pull you over back then. 1 second.
But did he follow well enough to know where I went?
Hold on. Yeah, if he was following her, then yes. 1 second. I'll move you back.
Hmm?
So as you're walking down, you see an
You two fucking confused me.
Hmm.
Because we were like,
You made it sound as though you were going to wait for Elisha to get permission first. That's the way you said that. That's why I'm like, okay, so he's
no,
not
it's not,
going.
Guru. I didn't. I just said I'll let her handle it. That just means I'm not gonna talk. I said no, permission was never discussed. It was just I am letting Elisha take care of it.
I misunderstood. Again, the way you phrased that made me think otherwise. That's why I had it go in that way. That being said, you see Anapto sitting over there, and he greets Elisha and then glances back at you. You did not come alone. I'm disappointed.
Things have changed.
No, they have not. He steps off the thing, just stepping forward slowly, looking at you. Some things change. But being able to discuss things between people when I ask to speak with one, such as yourself, one-on-one, it should be considered between us. Looks to Pharos, and looks back to you.
When was it said to be a one-on-one? I am confused.
He stares at Elisha.
Was it
To be
specifically
fair-
said to be a one-on-one?
This is more to ask if he can meet up with you at a later date to discuss things not pertaining to what we had to speak of. All I am doing is facilitating that meeting.
It could have waited.
It could have, but he would
And
have
it
followed me
should
regardless. I cannot make your grandson wait. Perhaps if you had told me.
The implication was there. We never met with others before, unless it was specifically, openly between us and others.
That is fair. Being that, as it may, Pharos, this is as good an opportunity as you will get.
Hmm? He
Ask
was
what
kind
you
of
wanna ask.
confused. Oh, he wasn't gonna ask anything. He came here for he said he just came here to feel the air, to see how his grandfather felt about it.
Okay, and
It's not great.
no, it's not, is it?
You are very upset, currently.
Yes. Not with you. He stares at Elisha.
Then with whom?
Yeah, his
With
eyes have not
me.
left Elisha.
Why would you be upset with her?
She smirks.
Go on.
Pharos, for your own sake, I would recommend you step away.
You wouldn't recommend I step away.
I would recommend you step away.
That is not what you said, but okay. Why is that?
Your grandfather and I have some catching up to do. There are things he would like to mention that are of a nature he does not wish for his grandchildren to hear.
No, I'm just going to remind her of how disciplinary works between us. You hear a faint click as you see his blade showing steel, and you hear the hum he was making from before return.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a little bit louder, seeming to carry further as he stares at you.
Afraid not.
It's quite alright, Pharos. I can handle myself.
I'm
I
aware.
appreciate it.
Doesn't mean I have to leave.
I didn't say to leave, I said to step away. And he's going to approach. Roll initiative.
Of course.
Oh my god! I left out fun and this happened.
To be fair, that's the best reason to step away. I want to step away to have fun and enjoy myself. Everyone else, we're gonna go talk to people who deserve to have information and whatnot. Roll initiative. Wait, what? No.
I didn't say I'm not gonna take part in this.
Elisha will put a hand out if you try to. This is not.
He's not taking out a weapon currently.
She's
He
seen
doesn't
you
need
fight.
to.
She knows you don't have to. You
He-
are a weapon.
Every time he takes in a fight, he definitely takes out his weapon.
Yeah,
Like
but she also
100%.
knows what you are, man.
Yeah, that doesn't mean he's gonna attack. He's getting ready just in case. Because he's really not gonna let just a beatdown happen. If shit doesn't look like a fair fight, he's stepping in. I'll just say that out of character.
Okay, so we'll skip Pharaoh's turn for this turn then.
Mm-hmm.
Should we put the music on? Where's some church music for Lost to get her ass kicked? Cause this ain't
Yes.
this ain't like a fight of like epic rock music. This is you stepped into the final boss territory at level 5,
Level 6, really, but
and the fucking level cap is 100.
Well, 20 in this case, but semantics.
Where's the church bell music? Come on, we need that Bloodborne music in here.
Is Bloodborne not copyright?
It's fucking copyright. I'm saying like music like Bloodborne's.
To be fair, Gear, I specifically told Pharos to go and facilitate his own meeting. I would not have wanted him to follow.
Yeah, that's why I was confused when Pharos is like, no, I was wanting to be there. Me, throwing my
I
hands up
didn't
into the
want
air.
him to do
Miscommunication!
Taurus really doesn't care what people have to say about where he needs to be.
Yeah, but
He cares what everybody else says other than that.
he should respect his
Look.
boundaries at the same time. And Elisha will most likely have a talk with him after this.
You specifically said you may come.
No, I did not. I said, you go facilitate a meeting. I never said you follow me.
You go facilitate a meeting.
With
He
your
was going to facilitate.
granddaughter.
Yes,
that's
at
what
the
he's
same
so
time
he,
that
he
she was
had
going
to follow
to.
you though.
Mm.
Yeah.
At
No.
no point did she say that she was saying to facilitate it while she was doing this.
At
Yeah.
no point did she say not to do it either.
Hello.
So you guys are putting it against me.
It's rhythm. It's
Yeah.
rhythm. It's not a person.
No, I'm not doing that again. We don't need techno music. I do not have any new music for this type of thing, so I will just
Hang
go
on,
with,
let me.
Yep.
I want to try something. Let me
Go
see.
ahead.
Let me see.
Elisha, that is the thing. You told him to do
Yes.
it, but you did also not tell him not to come. You did not tell him to come. You also did not tell him not to come.
Yes, because by the time you said you were coming, we had left to go to one-on-one, so you inserted yourself in this.
I'm talking about the conversation we had previously. You did
Why
not
are we
tell
arguing
him
about
not
this? It's
to
done.
come.
I know.
Like, there's no point in fucking arguing about it. It's happened. Let's get this over with.
Let's.
Oh, let's see how this would work. This actually works out better than I thought it would.
Oh,
I felt creepy music.
sure.
I mean, again, you're about to get your asses kicked,
Hmm.
so it might as well be foreboding, disturbing music. Actually. If I'd known that this was going to happen, I would have looked up music earlier.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
The floor is yours, Guru.
Oh, I don't know. There we go. Just waiting on the music. That's all. Trying to see if this is soft or not. Oh, failed to load. Stop that.
Oh, that was me.
Oh, good.
This is not soft by any means, but it works. Well, does it work for you?
Ooh, yes. Alright, so he is going to make the first strike. That will hit. So he pulls out a short sword and swipes for 15 points of piercing damage. Second attack. Second attack he is more like a disarming, like down sweep. Goes a lot further down than he means, as it looks more like he's like going into a guarded stance. He rolled a 12 to hit, and you're able to dodge the second one a lot easier. Motions to you. Show me what you've learned.
Alright, bonus action. Put on that Blade song.
Yep. And you can tell he's blade singing.
Of course he is. I'd be surprised if he wasn't.
Look, if he wasn't, then damn, she really about to get her ass kicked.
What was that to hit, Guru?
His to hit?
Yeah.
It
The
was
second
12.
one. Yeah.
No. The first one.
Oh, the first one to hit?
Yeah.
27.
Okay.
I knew it was over 20. Because the way that he just immediately was like, yeah, that'll hit. I'm like, That's a noise he makes when you roll their AC on the die.
To be fair, rolling the AC on the die for Elisha would still be hilarious.
It would be interesting.
What are you
Alright.
doing?
I'm going to cast Green Flame Blade.
Okay.
I imagine that doesn't hit.
That does miss. As you,
Alright.
he just kind of sidesteps and it's just like, it's like having to do this all over again.
Let's see. How's that, Guru? Oh, I have Bless on for some reason. Sorry.
You're fine. Do you have a second
Oh.
short sword?
Yes.
Okay, so this will not include your.
I don't see why I need one.
Because you can't green flame blade and then make a second extra attack.
Oh,
Green
I
Flame
thought it
Blade
was
is
just
the-
like.
no. Green flame blade is a cantrip, so that is your full action to do that.
Yeah, but I have to
because it
hit
says-
in order for it to work.
Yes.
Incorrect. You cast a spell.
Yeah, you cast a spell and it
So that's your
dissipates
action
as
no
it-
matter what.
yes. I allow it to work with 2 weapon fighting because of the fact that it is a light weapon.
Oh,
that
so
you're
she already
using.
blade song.
Yeah, so you wouldn't be able to have made a second attack, so that would not have hit. Because
Alright.
you already blade song. Yeah. Green flame blade cantrip. Words. Words are hard. Alright, so yeah, he just kinda like shakes his head just like, I knew I couldn't go too hard on you. That is a 24 to hit.
Shield.
It's like finally learning. 27.
Yeah, that still hits.
He moves it in a way that he like cuts through the shield and pokes you for 1 point of damage. Just a little against you. Motion for you. Want to actually see what you've learned. Sorry. He says it in a lot more sing-songy voice. Come, I want to see what you've learned.
Oh my god.
Is Vosh just watching a musical?
Yes.
Maybe.
Shield.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that definitely doesn't hit.
Ew.
Nope. You still have it, but he just like when he uses the magic, your second attack just gets like tangled up in the abjuration magic, and he just watches it just idly, just like. So you've learned something, then. Come on, more. Up. 19 to hit.
That does not hit.
17 will miss then. Motions for you again. Miss. That'll hit. Okay. And you see a pulse of energy run across him as you hit it that reflects it a little bit, so you're still able to cut into him, but doesn't look like it did nearly as much as you expected.
Mm-hmm.
As he nods. Stronger than before. A good start. 24.
Shield.
17 misses then. Motions again.
I will cast Green Flame Blade.
Okay, so that is your attack action. That'll
Oh
hit.
my. Just want to make sure I've got the right things on. I guess the splash doesn't really matter, does it?
It doesn't matter.
No.
I'm like I'm standing next to you two.
he's
Boros
like
gets set on
took
fire.
took a step back, just like, understandably, I'm going to be over here. You don't have to
It's
worry about
just-
me getting hit by
yeah.
that.
Only thing that he would legit do is if she gets knocked unconscious, he's gonna go here.
Of course.
So he's just ready to do that.
So that is in total 31 points of damage.
Looks like it.
You're bringing it down. This is a massive critical hit, and you watch as like the fire wraps around, and that wave of energy just shoom, and you see it ping off of him again as he nods. It made me go even higher up. Impressive. Not impressive enough, but impressive. 27.
Yeah, that hits.
I have never heard such preachy words
28.
coming from an
Poke,
even
poke.
preachier voice.
This also hurt.
Uh,
So what is that? 2 more points of damage?
2 more points of damage. He's just doing this to see how well you're actually doing.
Uh-huh.
Because if he was
It's
wanting this
literally
done, he would be done.
It's
Oh,
literally
yeah,
the fucking
absolutely.
scene with Kratos and Atreus where he just keeps smacking Atreus to make him try and defend himself.
Basically. Which, to be fair, that crit did mean that he had to burn, a lot more, but at the same time,
Yay! Teacherly abuse! Makes up the foundation of master and student.
miss.
I will cast Green Flame Blade if it hits. That doesn't, though.
Again, Green Flame Blade would be your entire action.
Okay.
It would not.
It's weird
It's
that
not
I
the
have
attack
two
action.
attack actions.
So you have
and
the
I can
attack
only
action, which is 2 attacks, and then there's the Green Flame Blade, which is just your full action. It's a spell. So think of it like this: you have the
It's a
attack action,
cantrip,
and you have the spell.
Right. I can make a single melee attack and add that damage if it works.
Yes.
But
yes,
as part of my attack action, I have 2 attacks. It just seems a little
I'm aware.
off.
It seems as
Mad,
backwards.
there's specific things for it with Profane Soul, Bloodhunter, and Eldritch Knight, where with your action you can do this and that, like cast a cantrip, and as a bonus action you can proceed to attack. Like it's a specific thing you can.
Yes.
Alright.
21.
I'll let it hit.
Poke. 15 will miss, but he does another poke to you.
Mm.
Keeps flourishing the blade, just letting it spin as his hand as he watches. That will hit.
Oops. Ignore the fire. I forgot to click off Green Flame
fine.
Blade.
Now, the pulse of magic is it just hits him and then just slides off of him as he just nods. Better. Better. Hit me again. Come on. He's gonna swing at you now. 27.
From now on, whenever you
23. Yep. Now on what?
from now on, Elisha, whenever you're blade singing and talking during combat, please,
Sing.
please,
We'll make
please.
a sing-songy voice. So another 2 points unless you shield the second.
I don't.
Okay, so poke, poke. Both miss.
Mm-hmm.
You're better than that. Come on. 23.
Problem is, I have no combat spells up right now.
Mhm.
Like, all of my spells that are prepared are for, like, investigation.
He doesn't know that. So that
Yeah,
is
I
another-
know he doesn't know that. So
the
that's
second
another
one.
2, I
Yep,
presume.
yep. No, the second one misses.
Okay. Alright, I'll try Green Flame Blade.
That'll hit.
Yes, Guru.
Oop, not that. Energy washes down his arm. He nods. Better. Doing better. Come on, once again. He's gonna swing at you again.
Hmm.
16 will miss. 23.
Shield.
Choom. You can't rely on that forever. They'll get
How's Shield do? Or how's Elisha do?
She's bloodied, but that's not saying much.
She was bloodied after pretty much the first hit.
Be a dick.
No, I'm being honest.
No, he's being honest. I was almost bloodied after the first hit. I'm
She's
still
a
a
wizard.
wizard, buddy.
15
Oh,
points of
I'm
damage.
still
15
a
points of
wizard.
damage.
Hey, oh my.
I might wield a sword, but
I'm a wizard, but the other people who are also wizards, yeah, you're squishy as hell. We understand.
Don't make me bring up Drin. Which, if he was level 6 and it was consistent with how much health he would be at, he'd barely just now reach
I know, right?
at 6th level.
Yep. Not too far off. What are you doing, Elisha?
did he hit me?
Believe you shielded.
Yeah, he shielded. He's like, can't do that forever, boo boo.
Okay.
Second one does hit.
Nope, ignore the fire again. Oh, that's a decent amount. Okay.
Just looking at your spell slots.
All right.
Just intrigued.
I'm not keeping count over there. Just letting you know.
Oh, I know. A
Well.
little finale to wrap this up. 26.
Yeah, that'll hit even with shield.
Is going to do a little poke and then drag the blade up your arm in such, with a finesse and intelligence. Doesn't drop you down all the way, but essentially he's doing until you're at 1 point of health, essentially,
Mm-hmm.
because otherwise it would have been 11 points of damage.
Yep.
So he brings you down to 1 health,
Mm-hmm.
and then puts his blade under your chin. Yield.
I'll
I
walk
yield.
to Alasha.
Puts the blade away. He steps up to you, looks you in the eye, looks over at you, looks over to Veros, who I'm guessing by that point you're doing the healer feat on her.
Yeah. I'm coming up, and if she allows me, I'll put some bandages on her.
I'll allow it.
Oh no, I said that. Please let me not roll a 1. Okay, a 3. I'll take it.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
almost a third of my 2/3 of my hit points back. So
that's almost as much damage as he did in 1 blow. Alasha, while he's doing this, make an insight check.
Mm-hmm. Ooh yeah, hot.
You're just focusing on the fact that you just got your ass kicked.
You cut some places that was just rude to cut. Like,
In combat, if you're thinking about where it's rude to cut and not thinking about where your blade will go that won't kill your enemy outright, you
yeah,
are
very
losing.
different ideals, grandfather.
I'm aware, but when it comes down to it, I want to make sure that she gets through this alive.
I understand that.
We all need
Pharos,
to get through this alive.
Hmm?
unless your grandfather says otherwise, there are things we both need to talk about. And I'm not sure these are things you need to be hearing right now.
If it has something to do with things going wrong, you may disagree, but I am old enough where, yes, I'm not as old as you, too, but I deserve to be in on what is happening as well.
It involves
Mainly-
the death of my friend, which currently has nothing to do with that.
And what you deserve and what you have earned are two very different things. What you feel you deserve is up to your mind, not to mine.
I don't feel necessary to prove myself to you.
Then you do not
But-
have to be here, as I do not deem you necessary in being here.
Forrest will just nod. I'm going to walk away.
Okay.
Feeling virtually the same as I've always felt.
Okay.
Pharos. Quick thing.
Hmm?
Right as you're about to walk away, Alasha whispers to you, and I will DM you something.
Alright. And, grandfather, one thing.
Hmm.
He just looks over his shoulder. Just know, I can say something that you never could. I always truly care about my family. All of my family. And that's when Faros will walk out.
Okay. And at that point, I will drag him to one-on-one. Not Faros, obviously. Mad.
Hmm.
So, I'll grab you here. Be right back. He waits until Faros has walked far enough away. Is wrong.
Not that you show him otherwise.
It is not my duty to show him.
Not to show him you care.
No. My responsibility is here. And as such, I do not have the luxuries of showing others points of weakness. I'm old, Elisha. Old people don't live as long as us without making enemies. Poking holes through his chest would be just what some might do to harm me. I distance myself with purpose. You should keep that in mind. He pauses and kind of like looks at your bandages slowly. He has good hands.
Yes, he does.
Walk with me. Turns to start with walking. The fact that you've come so far. What were you told?
Tell me, what do you remember of the last year?
I remember it well enough.
And the
If it-
year before that?
I remember that as well as I can.
And that of the year before that?
Well enough. What are you getting on about?
What you remember might not be exactly what happened.
Interesting. What is your proof?
My proof is walking away from the both of us at this very moment.
Takes a moment to stop. Glances back over his shoulder. Looks forward and
You-
continues walking.
Should pay much more attention to your family. They are a boon, not a burden.
I never said that they were a burden.
But you treat some as though they were.
I'm not good with people,
No, you are not.
as is probably classified by my hellos to you. I prefer the sword. The sword sings, Elisha. It breathes in a way that people do not. I know that it does not truly, but whenever I am in the song, I am one with it. I am focused. I am myself. And then I have to sheath it. And people around me, I can never read what their looks are. They have thoughts, purposes, desires. And yet it is my job to understand these, to unveil them to others. Understand that I am only as good as the work I provide. As are you. Besides that point, you've dodged my question.
There has been a magic wrought upon this land that has taken the last 3 years of history and morphed them into someone else's fantasy.
And is that why you came here?
That is why I have followed others here. And I feel that it may very well pertain to my original.
He stops and turns to, like, just full on heel turn look at you. Then don't dodge my question, Alasha. What were you told?
There was a great war upon this land.
Alasha! Not about this 3 years you've mentioned. We will discuss that. Answer my question. Your friend. You know of his passing, but what were you told?
This is another of your interpersonal skills we'll have to work on.
As I dig the letter out of my bag.
He nods. I am aware, but your interpersonal skills are ignoring my questions. Understand that my patience can run as smoothly as anyone else's, but when you ignore a simple thing, where we can move from point to point with conciseness, understand that it... You see, like, his, like, head twitch slightly, just like... It's a pet peeve of his, clearly. He's not doing anything to hide that.
Oh, of course, why would he?
He reaches
That's
out.
gonna give me a hot second to get this letter.
Go ahead and read that off.
Mm-hmm.
The best part is that technically speaking, this feels like this could be in character.
Oh, no doubt.
Her just like looking through all of her books and stuff, and him just sitting there, just like, so this is why you were putting it off. You had to find the thing first, and you were just like, I'm going to talk about this. There was war, 3 years missing, all of this really important stuff. Him just like, look, first things first.
Out of character, I'm surprised they didn't tell him.
Oh no, he is aware, but he doesn't know what you were told. Which you'll find out more about that once you actually read the letter. Because the specific parts of it that I need brought back up so I can inform you of what is missing from that information. Are you looking for it on your sheet or in the DMs?
Both.
Oh boy.
Alright. Seems that they were inquiring about like higher class elementals like the Jinn and Ifrit, things like that. They were asking my opinion on how exactly they fit into our society, so to speak. I did some research, into that as well as I can, looking at the unions of humans and the Jinn, which kind of feeds into the whole wanted poster thing that we've been going on, so I would tell them about that.
Mm-hmm. Which most of the information you pulled up would basically say that they're from another plane of existence, so really they don't fit into society in that manner. Which is likely what you sent back. And he nods slowly at that when you start reading that through to him. And he exhales, it's a very, just terse, just getting rid of frustrated energy, just... There. Was that so hard?
To be fair, I have quite a few papers in this bag.
Understandable. But ignoring my question just because you have many papers does not mean that you should ignore a question from someone else and instead go into your own dissertation on all of this.
That was less ignoring and more that you didn't specify what you wanted me to answer.
I wanted you to tell me what you knew regarding the death of your friend, the reason that you would have come here. I didn't know about any of that stuff before you started jammering about it.
Now that is all you had to say.
He seemed like close his eyes, just like, oh my gosh, you are so close.
It's just like back at the academy.
You hear another just... Fair enough. Do you understand why that would have been such an important question to have an answer to?
Not specifically.
Puts his hands together, slowly rubs them thoughtfully. He presented a theory to me that Lord Ervind is amongst those entities. And that the previous ruler, Lord Rind, is still in this city. A peasant. In all but name. Apparently he has been trying to rally people behind him, but according to what he's heard, everyone else believes him to be dead. And so no one believes the ravings of a madman. Whether he is or is not is irrelevant. Lord Ervind is the one who takes the central tower and sits upon the throne. He acts like a man, walks like a man. Nothing about him says otherwise. And yet, Jean believed otherwise.
But what would a creature of the elemental planes want with the throne of a mortal.
That's
I
why
can
I
see it.
dismissed it. They wouldn't, so far as I'm aware. There is old history between our world and the world of elementals. But what I've pulled up, much of it has already been scattered. Few places have deep texts on it, but even them, much of it is often faded, difficult to read. Makes it incredibly unfortunate when one is attempting to prove a point. Motions to Elisha, like how you're saying that my grandson is able to simply remember 3 years of lost time that no one else remembers.
To be fair, the process by which he gained his memories again was quite arduous, and very well could have left him a raving lunatic had it not worked.
Of course. Please let him know that I do wish to speak to him on this matter.
I will.
With you there. But we need to focus on what you originally came here for. John.
Of course.
He told you nothing more than asking that question. What were you told of his death?
He was apparently caught attempting to steal from the Lord, and was summarily tried, convicted, and sentenced to death. A farce of a trial, I'm sure.
There was no trial. It was likely put out there that there was a trial. But so far as I'm aware, the Lord was never aware of his presence. He was caught. He was imprisoned. And he was executed. But someone else knew of this and did this. Whoever it was, there was not a head left when he was buried. I think that they wanted to ensure that no one could ask him questions regarding what he had seen or what he had done. There was no way for us to send that body home.
Out of character, Guru, is he saying that the condition of the body was recognized him?
No head at all.
Mm.
Beheading. Decapitation.
But I mean, like, I don't know how fancy magic is in this place, but I mean, I don't know if there's such a thing as magical fingerprinting. They couldn't have done anything like that or found some sort of feature on his body that didn't include his head to identify him by.
Identifying him, that wasn't the issue. They were told that it was him.
They were told that was him,
Mhm.
but what if it wasn't?
has some scars that matched with those that you likely have as well. He kind of pushes his tunic to the side where he's got a few pockmarks from being jabbed by his teacher.
Mm.
They may be similar enough to Fake, but for what purpose do you think they would have taken him? To them, he was just a man sneaking in, trying to steal from them. From the Lord.
Unless he stumbled upon something, found something that he shouldn't have, saw something that he shouldn't have. We need to pick up where he left off.
That has grown harder. Since his death, we've been unable to find much, which is an issue in and of itself. I can't say for certain what it is that has caused this, but we're looking into it. We have not forgotten him, Elisha. He was like family. He looks you dead in the eye. And contrary to what some believe of me, I do care about family. Go. Continue your research. See what you can find. I will see what I can pull up on my end. See if I can have his body brought out. If we're lucky, it shouldn't have been brought too far, so we should be able to take another look. Would that satisfy?
When do you wish to meet with Pharos?
Tomorrow. If he does not wish to speak with me, tell him to speak with the Minotaur Guard. He'll be out again around noon. Otherwise, I will meet him at your inn around noon. A little after, actually, just in case he... No, noon. Noon is fine. If he does not wish to speak to me, he can speak to them before. If they speak to them at noon, it's too late. I will be on my way down.
I will do my best to convey.
I appreciate it. You've always been more willing than most to take the time to understand my eccentricities.
Well, somebody has to.
My wife did. Don't know how, but she did.
She most likely saw and knew what I see.
Perhaps. Still decides she wants to take a vacation every now and then. 10 years apart is far too long, but I understand. Have a good evening, Elisha.
And you, Master.
Gives another little nod and makes his way back towards the tower. And we will hop back over to everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, I know what you're doing, Cal. And he's like, I'm not doing it. Welcome back. We were discussing South Park.
So, Paris.
Oh lord, yes.
So you're wandering around with Wolf. And apparently Wolf is
carting me around?
He sets you down when you get outside.
Okay.
He knows you want to be on your own feet, and then he's just like, alright, pick a direction.
She'll point west with a very confused expression.
Excellent! Grabs your arm and, like, pulls you, like, let's go that way.
I'm going to assume that this fucker is stronger than he looks.
Yeah, he's not quite as strong as you, but at the same time, he's powerful build, and it's clearly shows as he's able to just kind of like skip around as though he forgets his own strength, clearly.
So I just imagine every time he just switches a corner, there's just a because she's not used to being tugged.
Normally, she's the one doing the tugging.
You're fine.
He like brushes you off, like, didn't pull anything, did I?
No,
Like he's
it's
like,
not that easy to break me.
like he has like his like pulled back teeth, like he's like, okay, good, whew, okay, good.
I'm just not used to people being able to move me. I'm the one who does the moving.
To be fair, you could probably pick me up and move me if you wanted.
So
Sorry,
try and
that
pick him
was-
up.
that was
There's been a challenge issued.
You're able to lift him up. You're a little shaky. You're like, but you're able to do it. You like you hear him. You need to put me down.
She will carefully set him down because the moment that he said, "Can you put me down?" she almost dropped him.
He pats her shoulder. Don't worry, I've been there before. My uncle always wears heavy plate mail armor made for him.
Are you wearing armor?
Hmm?
Are you wearing armor?
No. He looks around, takes his shirt and kind of pulls it to the side, and you can see he's wearing leather armor underneath, just in case. Can't have someone just stab me out of the blue, you know? Like wiggles his eyebrows at you. So,
See, I just don't
no,
wear
good.
armor typically.
To be fair, you look hardy enough without it. Me? Oh, I'm a big old softy. I tend to be easy to fill with holes if people are looking at me sideways. That's why I make sure they're not looking at me unless I want them to. And when they're looking at me sideways, I just come up in front of them and punch them square between the eyes. If they're not looking sideways, they're not seeing what's in front of them.
So you're a physical fighter.
I mean, I can be. Technically, I'm more of a punch and run sort of person. I don't like
Snatch
staying.
and run, y'all!
I'm the sort of person who likes to get into a fight, end it immediately, or get the hell out. To be fair, though, I have found the most useful things sometimes is ways to slow people down. That's why I have a bag of tricks here. He pulls out a bag, and you hear a familiar clinking sound of ball bearings.
God damn it!
Sometimes people forget that walking through these is dangerous. I actually had people who I was trying to convince were thieves and such try and run after me while I was going upstairs, and I just dropped them down, and they were just tumbling all the way back down the stairs.
That reminds me of something Cheshire did with a shirt to Card.
What'd he do?
He set the shirt at the bottom of the steps and Card slipped on it. And then was able... Actually, I don't know where that shirt went to. I can only assume he probably hit it.
Probably. I would have liked Cheshire. Wonder where he went. Do you know?
She shrugs.
Ah.
I guess he left to do something important.
When you have important things, understandably, you have to go and do it. Do you leave a note? You probably didn't leave a note. Sometimes I forget to leave a note.
I think Karg went to find him, but he didn't say a lot.
And Karg's not here, so I can't ask him. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, if you go ask him, you're more than liable just gonna get attacked.
Oh, good, he's arrested. Oh, wait, you mean actual... Oh, okay, never mind.
Actually, what I know... I'm assuming I know what fucking clan Karg is from.
Yes.
Would I know their stance on Furbolg?
Furbolgs are a neutral party. Their tribe is mostly made of fighters and people like that. So orcs, Goliaths, some humans, a few Minotaur actually were allowed to join the tribe as well.
Cribe.
Tribe. Furbolgs have had a few people have also joined their tribe, but they tend to stay to themselves more towards forested areas, places where the wild can grow. But some of them do feel that they're essentially shamanistic type people, where they give advice on what they should do to give back to the world, give back to nature. Also, don't fuck with them, because at one point someone tried to do that and wound up in an armbar that had them basically carried around the entirety of the tribe to show their shame.
I was gonna say, I'm like, that's
down.
not even an intimidation tactic. That's just shaming.
That's just character assassination. He basically picked the guy up in an armbar, moved him around the entirety of the camp, and then set him back down where they started. And was just like, and if you ever do that again, I'll actually whoop your ass. Like
I
a
thought you were
bitch.
saying character building.
It was character building, yeah.
I mean, technically it is, because you learn. You learn not to do that again.
Yeah.
In the
yeah.
words of, I can't remember who said it, will we learn? Oh, it was
That's fucking
Mordecai.
Darius Benson.
Oh yeah, it
Will we
was
learn?
Darius Benson. But
Will
I was,
we
like,
learn?
I can remember. I was like, which one of my characters said that today? I was like, one of two.
Mordecai.
Mordecai. What did he say?
He said, "Well, we learn."
It was that guy because he
Yeah.
tried going back to sleep. Yep, that's what
Right,
it
yeah.
was.
He didn't try going back to sleep. He just closed his eyes like you don't know I'm awake.
Basically, yeah.
It's literally Darius Benson and fucking the vine where his friend comes over. Hey man, I thought I'd come over. Did you call first? No? Well then you thought wrong. What? What we learned.
Basically, yeah. He just shakes his head. Well.
I mean, to be fair, okay, so how open are your ears right now?
His ears perk up.
The entire thing, from what I can get from it, is he's stuck back in the memories that I guess everyone's lost. So he thinks he's in that time, but he's not.
Oh.
So whatever stance he has on your kind back then is what his stance is now. Does that make sense?
Crosses his arms.
Because when I first talked to him, I told him my name. And he said that his tribe was in peace talks with mine. We've been friends for a while. Like our tribes have. So he's back a ways.
Unless there was something during that period where they had a schism and they were having to refix themselves.
Maybe. I mean, obviously I can't remember, and unlike you, Elisha, and Paros, I can't exactly, even vaguely try to remember, nor do I want to attempt that. Get stuck in a loop and...
Oh, don't worry. I've seen certain people odd. I'm sorry. Did I say something? Try and remember things and watch them fumble about and look very confused.
I like God. He's funny.
Oh, Odd is amazing. Great judge of character. Sometimes not the best at character, but at the same time, I can't exactly blame him.
I mean, to be fair, I've fought the large barkeep, so I'm not exactly one to talk.
You fought the barkeep? Did you win?
No.
To be fair, she looks tough.
I know she said that it was the first time she had her clothes bloody in a while.
Hey, good. I think is getting your blows bloodied. Blood blows bloodied. Like he actually looks at himself like it goes cross-eyed. This is why I hate math.
This isn't bad.
No, it makes it so that my English is all backwards. They put
Common.
letters instead of numbers. It's nothing.
The fact that he's not the smartest, I think,
Oh,
just
no.
makes it all the more perfect.
He's smart enough. He's just above average smartness.
What's his wisdom?
Higher than his intelligence.
Okay.
He waves it off. Look, just So that's what's going on with you and your friends.
Well, the whole reason why I'm determined to help Karg is that he's a bit more than a friend.
Oh.
How much do you know about tribes? Well, mine, I suppose.
I'm from the city.
So nothing.
I know what we've been told when we've traded with them. So
There's this thing called the Starlight Passage.
You two? Oh, that's so adorable. I love when we get people like that. Oh, I'm so sorry I wasn't there to see you when you went through our town. I would have... He's like clapping his hands, just like, oh, I would have...
I mean-
there was so much I could have done. Oh, we could have, had a good meal. We'd have made a beautiful procession. Oh, God,
To
Steve.
be fair, it's a rain. I don't-
Details.
I...
You still should have a good time when you're on that, even if you're not going to end up with them. Otherwise,
Fair,
you're
I
not
don't
really
mind that it's a rain.
You liked him?
Like, he's not dead. He's just lost.
Never said it was dead.
If I have to bang his head in until he remembers, then I will.
That might actually lead to some drain damage.
Are you doing it on purpose now?
That was on purpose.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'm trying to just get a smile out of you.
Come on.
See? Not that bad. Let's go look at places around the tower that might actually be places that people might camp out at without wizards knowing that they're camping out. Something tells me that that's not going to be exactly an easy feat, but hey, I myself have been known to camp out in front of and right literally in a tree behind a group of people. And notice, he kind of motions to all of himself, I am not a small man. But I was able to stand and literally trail behind a group of poachers for a good week before I finally got tired and said, if you're going to keep trying to steal those eggs that I keep putting back, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. And they thought I was a ghost and ran away.
Is that the furball party?
Sure. To be fair, they'd been doing this for a while, and I just happen to be better. He pulls on his vest, looking very pleased with himself.
I detect a hint of cocky.
Obviously.
I can now smell a hint of cocky.
I showered. I bathed.
She smiles and drags him to the tower.
You guys look around, try and get a feel for the place, trying to see what you can find. Most buildings around here are firmly built, and there's
Firmly grasp it.
many that are made of
Sorry.
a different kind of stone than the tower is made of, but that would make them a little harder for people to try and divine into the building, since they'd have to go through 2 layers of stone, which they can't go through even a foot of stone, so no dice there.
Yeah. Actually, John, what did you say this building was made out of stone, right?
Yes.
Obviously I would need Mason's tools to have a better idea of this, but, any metallic bits on it?
Roll
Just
an
like any-
investigation check.
Any kind of, I asked metallic just because Smith tools is my best bet when it comes down to things like this.
Mm-hmm.
Investigation?
Yes.
Ah!
Stone. Green stone. Very, very smooth green stone.
Ah, shit! Actually, my finger in my mouth.
I don't know why.
Because
To
I
be
had to
fair-
rub it with my teeth.
To be fair, neither does Wolf. On the die, he rolled a 6, which even with his modifier... Actually, hold on. That's investigation. Actually, hold on.
He is a smart boy.
He's a smart boy. That is actually... You see him walk up to it, to one of the corners, just kind of stares at it.
Excuse me.
He,
Wow.
You hear that?
What are you doing?
Puts his whole face up against the wall, just like eyes going up and down, like.
She'll put her ear to the
Squinting.
wall.
You feel that? Rubs his hand against the wall slowly.
It's down.
No. Do it. Moves his
She'll
hand in a
tap-
circular. No, he moves his hand in like a circular motion.
She'll
then
do
taps.
that.
And then he taps on it. And when he taps on it, you hear it.
Is it hollow?
Not like hear it like a hollow sound, but like you can hear it as in with stone, when you tap on it and you have your face against it, you don't hear stone. You don't hear your finger tapping against it like that. But you can hear.
So it's thin.
No, it is sound travels across it. Whatever.
Maybe
Like,
I'm stupid. I don't understand the significance of this.
okay, stone is like porous, so when you tap on it, the air does not go all the way across it. So you would not be
Right.
able to hear it if you tapped your finger against it from a distance away.
Okay, so this is very fucking unusual that I can hear it then.
Yes.
But what the hell does that mean? I don't have Mason's tools.
Kind of leans back, looking it over.
Please explain. I'm very stupid.
I can't explain. I don't know what the fuck this is.
Fuck!
You want to go check out a library?
A library? We shouldn't,
This
deal
is
with...
the library, but we're not
Oh.
allowed in the library. I'm saying a different library to see if they have anything about what this is made of.
Yeah, sure, why not? Fuck it.
Holds out his arm again to, do like a we're off to see the wizard's motions.
She'll take his arm this time as opposed to being
We're off
yanked.
see the wizard. Okay, so you guys.
She's learned her lesson.
She's like, if you're not gonna do that, I'm just gonna pick you up.
I don't know if she can... I know for a fact, like, as soon as she carries him, she's over encumbered. But, like, I don't know if she can move.
Half speed. Because of encumbrance.
I know it's half speed, technically. I mean, like, he's so heavy that I don't know if you would allow me to be able to walk.
I'd allow it because you're a strong lady, but that doesn't mean that you'd be able to move at full speed. That being said, you go to the library, and do you want to give him advantage, or do you want to roll the investigation check?
I'll give him advantage, because I'm sure his is better than -1.
It's positive, I'll give you that. Ooh, that's a 19 on the die.
Is the 0 positive?
Technically, yes!
Technically, it's high. It is higher than a 0. I said he has above average.
Alright.
Oh, that's actually a really high roll now that I'm doing out the math in my head. So yep, you basically just watch him just like going through this place with a fine-tooth comb, almost. And as he does so, you just like see him at one point just like going through a few stuff, and all of a sudden he just like seems to just like literally just slide over to another place and just slide a little further, slide a little further, slide a little further. And because he's so tall, he reaches up to one of the top shelves, slowly pulls out a book and just drop it into his hand as he starts reading it.
This is a large man, isn't it?
He's a medium-sized man, but technically
No,
he's
I
a
don't mean like
big,
large-sized creature, but I mean like,
big as Kark. If not a little bit taller.
fuck you tall bitches.
You wanted tall bitches.
I'm a wolf.
I didn't say you wanted wolf, I said you wanted tall bitches. This man is a tall man. Also, while he's been doing this, he's been chewing on some kind of like stick, like a toothpick
eating?
almost. Day bark.
What's Daybar?
You want some?
Sure.
Offers you a toothpick made of it. Just chew on the end. Don't swallow it. Well, you swallow any saliva and whatnot.
She'll chew it.
All right. Just for fun, I'm going to click on this for you, just so that you understand a little bit what this does. As you're looking over these books, yep, that -1 gives you a 1, and on the other side there's a natural 1. But you have a advantage on your investigation checks as your mind's able to think a little clearer. You're just kind of overwhelmed by this, but your kind of mind's just like, Wow, I can
That
actually
hurts me
see
inside
clearly.
looking at that.
Paris, I'm so sorry.
I didn't roll that,
be fair,
ironically. That was Dodd.
No,
I rolled
I
that,
know,
but that was a
I'm
2 and a
sorry you
1.
have to deal with that.
Let's talk about Z for a second. Never mind.
Let's move on. But yes, Daybark is a bark from a tree, obviously.
Isn't that the
if you-
stuff that came up, Guru? That it was like it was Daybark, and that's how we knew Wolf was there.
Yes.
All right,
Because
This
the
is
fact
all
that
like
he
fucking
has,
choose.
yeah, because he has either he doesn't have a tobacco that he literally just not tobacco, a tobacco pipe that he literally just chews on the end of it because it's made of daybark.
There's a
But
fucking oral fixation.
Kind of, but he has a toothpick and he's just chewing on it while he's looking at everything over.
I know the suffering of that. It's not controllable and it's annoying.
Mm-hmm. He's aware. He's had a toothpick in his mouth the whole time.
So you just chew this.
Oh yeah, and it helps me focus. If you want, I can give you a few of them.
Sure.
He gives you like a bundle of them. So you have a bundle of 100 strips of daybark.
Oh god! Hang on, you're roboting for me. Let me back out and come back in.
I'll just type that, just make sure she can hear it and read it. Oh, it might just be me. Hold on. Can you hear me
It
now?
would be like that sometimes.
Yeah, it was
Hello?
me. It was me.
Okay.
Guru, we can't hear you. I'm sorry, bud.
Whatever.
To be fair, I saw that my thing was red, and so I exited and came back in. And now you can hear me. We're all well. All is well.
Yay!
I typed it in. It's 100 toothpicks worth of daybark, which, while that sounds like a
Jeez.
lot, if you're chewing it a lot, it only lasts for a minute per toothpick.
Ah,
just so you're aware.
okay.
That's the downside. So it's not like you can just chew on it all day and have advantage all day. If you're putting it in your mouth, you're doing it for a minute, which is what he's
Fair enough.
doing. But he's still chewing on the same toothpick longer than a minute because he's got a problem. And he's got to solve it.
I mean, it's not the worst thing.
No. But
I've
he's...
got a problem, and the only thing that can solve it is more tooth.
Mhm.
More toothpicks.
And he pulls out a book and he starts leafing through it. It goes like real quick, eyes going over it real fast. Then he pauses and he holds it out to you. And then he pauses and like, no offense, Matt, the tribes know how to read, right?
Yes.
Cool. Hands you the book.
She'll take the book.
The book gives you a little bit of information. It is not a lot, and as you're looking over, you actually are like, what am I looking at? And then he moves his finger over and he taps one of the paragraphs and you focus on that one. It says that using transmutation magic, melding the stone with some kind of composite of some kind of gem and iron, they were able to make stonework that is immune to siege weapon damage.
So I can't break it. That's a shame.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can. Just take some time.
It's immune, not resistant.
To
immune.
siege weapons.
Yes, to siege weapons. To normal
To siege.
damage, yeah.
It just means that you don't get extra damage from not being siege.
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
okay.
so for you, normally you'd be considered a siege weapon, but when you're just making an attack, you were still making an attack. So it'd still count as a standard attack, it just wouldn't be doubled,
It's like hitting a house with a stick.
basically.
Well,
Which-
sledgehammer.
To be fair, in the wording of it, it says immune. You're pretty sure that if you were given enough time, you could make it through.
Give me time and a hammer. What are you doing? You'll find out.
They wanted to test me. I'm gonna show them.
They thought they could keep me out.
But yeah, that's what it says. It says that it's immune, which he's like, that explained why it Has that kind of metallic ring to it. Why it's so green? Probably used emerald dust, I'm guessing. Maybe just a pinch, but enough to turn the whole
Emerald
thing
dust?
green. The only thing that's green that's I can think of besides jade.
Just shrugs. Yes.
He shrugs. That's just the first thing that comes to my mind. What are you thinking?
I don't know a lot about this, so what I think doesn't really matter.
I asked your opinion, though. I asked God's opinion. Do you think that I would value his higher than yours?
Yes, because you work with him.
I mean, I'm working with you right now, therefore I value your opinion. Come on.
I mean, I don't know. Only
Well, what's your theory?
I don't have one.
Reveal your secrets. He, like, wiggles his fingers at you.
I have no secrets other than my confusion. It is interesting, though. Certainly means that they were worried about it being broken.
Probably, yeah.
I wonder what this place was like with the memory that we're missing. It makes sense they're worried about it breaking. Obviously, it's a wealth of knowledge, but to completely break their back to make it resistant to just siege weapons?
At one point in this nation's history, there was another library. A man named Xander had built it up. And Hellison had some people that came down and they burnt it. We lost a lot of knowledge there, at least so far as people have been aware. Much of the knowledge that was in there was either burnt away or people were able to scurry it out before they were destroyed. But that's only rumors, if you catch my drift. Still, they decided they need to be safer, smarter with it. Otherwise, well, can't really keep your information safe if you don't have a safe place to put it, eh?
True. So it means it can't be broken in, which means that we either need to get in or sneak our way in.
Yep.
And I'll have you know, I'm not the sneakiest, considering.
Considering...
I am a big, bulky woman who swings around a great axe. I do not sneak, I break.
I am a big, bulky man who has got 2 left feet when he dances, and yet I am still able to sneak.
What does dancing have to do with sneaking?
You ever tried to dance with someone who has 2 left feet?
You see her blink, and that's about it. The answer for that look is no.
I'm flexible enough as it is, but that doesn't mean I'm exactly always 100% coordinated.
Well, yes.
Look, listen. Have faith in yourself. Confidence. Like, kind of pats her arms and, like, gives her, like, a chin-up kind of thing. Like, straighten your back. You got this.
We're gonna die
Be
if we
positive
attempt to
about
sneak
this.
in here.
Come on, be positive.
We're gonna die quickly.
There you go. That's the spirit. Come on, let's go tell the others what we found.
Alright.
Okay, so you all meet back up. Elisha, you arrive back first, but a few moments later, Wolf and Cassie come back in as well.
Hey, wait.
Elizabeth.
No. Not that. Forrest arrives first.
Yes.
I reckon.
Being fair.
Being fair, Faros, yes, you were first.
He was there. He didn't
You're already
arrive
there,
back.
yes.
He was waiting.
Yeah,
I
they were
imagine,
meeting
like-
up with you.
I imagine, like, Elisha and Forrest come back and it's somber as hell. And then fucking Wolf and Ellie open the door and they're just like fucking dipping away.
Forrest still has that same smile on his face.
Mhm.
Nothing seems to have changed for Forrest.
He just has that, the soft, kind of thoughtful smile.
Oh.
Sits
Does it
down.
also look fucked up, actually?
I don't know. Make an insight check.
If you're wounded, the insight's not necessary.
No, to be fair, he did poke her a lot, so insight check DC 11.
Nope.
3.
I am so sorry.
You jinxed me.
Hey, what fucked you up?
Also, like, what do you mean poked?
He
Like
was
jab,
not
like
he-
one damage.
yeah, he was like doing the 1 damage by jabbing her with just the tip.
It still got her to 1, but alright.
Oh, yeah, the last bit of damage was the one you.
flourish
Yeah,
got her to 1.
yeah.
But
Which
before that, he was only doing 1 damage per
There's
attack
also the fact that he
intentionally.
hit her for full damage with his first hit as well.
his first and his last.
And she ain't got a lot of health, the poor thing.
Like he let you push it a lot further than he probably should have, but at the same time, he was wanting to see just how far you've come.
You remember how I told you Pharos' grandfather was my old tutor?
That doesn't tell me who he is.
He was my old blade singing tutor.
Oh.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, so you got your ass kicked.
Oh, that explains a lot more.
Yes.
That's fine. I got mine kicked too.
Hmm.
To be fair, a good ass kicking every now and then keeps you in shape.
Oh, I get them usually once a week.
What?
I like to fight a lot.
Oh, I
It's
mean
how
that's
she's so in
different.
shape.
I mean that's different though. I mean that you're actually looking for a fight. I mean if you're getting your ass kicked and you're not looking for a fight, I mean,
Oh, no. If someone were to try and pick a fight with me just out of nowhere, they'd be dead. I wouldn't be bruised.
confident. I like it. I can smell the confidence from over here.
Killed everyone who's tried to kill me so far.
Fair enough. What about you, Pharos? You found anything fun? Did you get more coffee?
I am okay.
Fair enough. He's rolling an insight check.
Same on that one.
I too am rolling
Eight.
this. Oh my god.
My rolls have turned to hot garbage.
To be fair, it's not combat hot garbage.
Oh jeez, baby.
Ferris is fucking fine.
What did you roll, Butters?
I didn't
He
roll,
didn't.
I'm being
Oh,
honest.
okay. Alright.
Ferris does not stay bothered about things for more than a second, really.
Mhm.
And
He
he wasn't
has
even really
learned to
fully
let go.
bothered about the situation.
Yeah, he's learned to let go.
Ah, didn't you face that?
Why did you post your martial arts not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 6, 7 times?
Who the fuck knows how you...
Holy shit.
We can't get Matt's computer to roll one thing without saying 2 incomplete things, but it posted your thing 7 times.
First
Who
of all,
knows,
it's my
dude?
phone, not my computer. Let's get that clear.
Phone, my apologies, but that's
And Matt, to be fair, even if he rolled initiative as he was leaving, he was not bothered by what happened.
mhm.
Like, even back then, he just...
He was just like, "Oh, come on, you're damaged. Let me heal you up."
He's mastered the art of not truly ever giving a fuck.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, like you just see Wolf kind of like quirk a brow at that. All right,
It
You
it
get more
is how
coffee?
it be like it do, you know what I'm saying?
I get what you're
love
saying.
More coffee. That
Waiter,
part was not in character, the coffee part was.
yeah, he's like, waiter, more coffee for him. I might want another steak. I haven't decided
Everyone
yet.
immediately assumed Forrest was doing
How much
shit.
do you eat?
I'm hungry. It's not that I eat a lot, that I need a lot to eat.
Fair, how tall he is and how much muscle he has, he must eat a lot to... He has to eat more than the average person.
He looks down at his arm and like, oh, thank you.
The metabolism on this man must put most.
Yes, even
Your does
if you...
have like steam engines.
Especially if he was more fit than he is now, he would have to eat even more.
Oh, boy.
But since he's like how he is, it's a lot better. He would have to spend a lot more.
I'm skinny enough to, do what I need to do. Granted, I know another person who tried to do what I do and did it with pure muscle. I saw him decide to make this 5-layered meat stuffed within each other. I don't
I'm
know
hungry.
what he called it, but oh my gosh, I'm hungry too. Waiter, make that another 2
Was that a
steaks.
reference to Go Phoebe Paul?
Hmm?
Was that a reference to Go Phoebe Paul?
It might have been.
Nice.
Okay.
It's a delicious sounding thing, and it made me hungry when you mentioned it. Let's be fair, Grog Strongjaw knew how to eat.
He did.
He had to eat a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, he did.
He he was a big man. Alright, so what have we found? Found anything good yet? Actually, we should probably go first. We were actually looking for stuff. You were going to meet with Barros's
Grandpa.
grandfather. There we go.
I am not an elf.
No.
Well, let them go first.
Sure.
Primarily because I gotta be right back real quick.
No worries.
I did not learn anything.
Nothing? Alright. Elisha. If you don't want to, discuss personal matters, if you discussed anything like that, lady business or whatnot, obviously you don't have to tell us, but pertinent to what we're discussing, preferably.
He wishes to speak to you, Theros, tomorrow. At 12. Either here or at the tower.
For what reason?
He said here.
Oh, specifically here. He was waffling a lot.
With the tower, he was saying
My
to...
man was waffling. I'm gone.
With the tower, he was saying that if Pharos doesn't want to speak to him, to speak to a guard at the tower.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, it's been a while since I've heard someone unironically say the word waffling.
I know,
Oh,
right?
I say it a lot.
It's been a while since I've said it, but only a while.
Mostly because I like eating waffles. It
Waffles.
keeps it fresh. Alright,
If you do not wish to speak to him, then you can speak to a guard at the tower. But he will be coming here. Tomorrow.
I am never against listening, but why does he wish to speak?
I believe, and as I'm sure you know with your grandfather, it is a bit hard to tell.
You've spent more time with him than I have, so not really. I wouldn't know much about the man.
To speak of what we are trying to deal with.
Okay.
Entirety of the thing, or just, I would imagine, but clarification, of course.
He has interest in generally the entire issue,
Interesting.
also to deal with the memory loss. As well as
out of character group, please do stop me, but he did tell me about, the Lord?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
and the Lord of this city. So what did you two uncover tonight?
Like he's like leaning forward, and he's just like, "Wait, was there something about the lore of the city that I missed?" But
Tomorrow.
Squints at you. Walls are gonna be a pretty thing to look at, seeing as how it's magically made from a material that make them, according to the writing, immune to siege weapons. Which means that if they're magical, they're probably also I would hope that they looked into preventing people from being able to just poke their faces in and peek at them, let alone stop what they're doing. Something just feels off about all this.
I agree, but I also fully. I need to get back to my monastery soon, but I am of course always willing to wait.
I think getting back to your
Patience
monastery is patience.
Patience is key, but when it comes down to it, I think we need to fix this problem before it gets worse.
I certainly agree with that. My biggest personal issue with it is the fact that it's just too much, you know? It's too much coincidences all happening.
Because there is no such thing as a coincidence.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying that it doesn't make sense to me. You can't just be like, oh, it's a coincidence, and then brush it under the bed as though it's a child's nightmare.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Nothing is ever a coincidence. It always is. How do I say it?
Someone had at least half an idea when they did it.
Yeah, that's the way to put it. It's all connected in some way or another. Everything in life is. You,
What about me?
me, the floor, the sky, all connected in some way. Every
Yes.
situation, the
I
same
don't
with
know.
another.
He looks up. I'm sure the sky and me are connected. Hopefully he's still getting my good vibes. Yeah?
She did. She has a
And she
similar
was
face.
confused.
Just like looking up toward the sky like, huh.
So these two are too like-minded. This isn't a good thing. That these two have never should have been brought together.
I'm glad that they have. Anything else we need to look into?
The world's going pale on a hamster wheel.
Well, then we need to get it off its nuts and bolts and get it to start running free, eh?
Her eyes cross at
What?
that expression.
What? You said it's like a hamster wheel. Hamster wheels have nuts and bolts. You let it loose and the wheel goes free. Then the hamster can go wherever it wants.
Why not just take the hamster out the wheel?
He does that like making a motion like he's trying to make a point, and then he's like looking around just like, that's a very obvious answer. But I don't know why that wasn't my answer.
No, he's not stupid.
He's not stupid, he just didn't think of that answer. You can be smart and not make the right have a quote unquote good answer.
These fuckers are gonna end up sharing a goddamn brain cell.
Perfect.
I think the first thing we have to do is deal with the issue with the tower.
Obviously, if we can get them to actually find your shit, find my shit, and get the hell out of here, we'll be fine. Then again,
I have a question, just a thought.
yeah.
Faris,
Yes.
you said in your memories you saw the scroll that you're looking for, right?
Did I?
No.
Did you?
You said you saw the scroll that had been sent to you.
Yeah, no. I know what a similar one looks like, but I do not know what this one looks like.
Would that spell that you were talking about earlier, the thing that helps locate objects, would it work on similar items or just a specific
Not if
item?
divination magic doesn't work.
Can you not? I mean, if we can get you to go inside.
Try my hardest to look for it.
I asked because maybe we could find a way for you to cast that spell while inside, and you could potentially
There's
sense
problem
a
with
similar
that.
item.
There's one problem with that. I do not know how to cast magic.
Well, I mean, if you have just a do I know what a scroll is, Dawn?
You've seen scrolls.
I mean, if with enough concentration and effort, potentially you could cast it with a scroll. And we are in a city of magic, so a scroll of this spell might not be too hard to find.
I'm not sure. Even then, we'll have to get rid of the divination thing first.
That divination thing is being such a pain in the ass.
Really fucking is.
I agree.
So, we wake up tomorrow, wait till noon, see if your good old granddaddy will be willing to let us into the tower. And if he doesn't, we go looking underground.
Sure.
I mean, if you don't want to go underground, then we can look around the place to see if there's anything else.
No,
That's what mine
underground
is.
makes sense.
Okay, good. I thought it was crazy there for a second.
Is it against the rules to do that? Because if so, I want to know how quiet about it I need to be.
Well, I mean, to be fair,
Generally, sneaking underground underneath a highly secured area is probably not a good idea or particularly legal.
only if you're
Very loud.
sneaking.
For it to be against the rules.
Yeah, only if you're sneaking. If you're just going underground, no one can technically stop you.
How are we going to get underground?
There's several entrances to there, ranging from storm gutters, which we're not going in through there. They're meant for water, not for us. Unless you guys know how to
Probably
turn
crawling through sewers again.
I mean, they're clean. That's a good thing, right? Magic of cleanliness that wizards have gone into to making these sort of things is baffling to me. But, I mean, if it works, it works. You've been through sewers before?
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, this is my first time either. Pats you gently on the shoulder. So.
I've never been into a sewers.
Oh, it'll be interesting then.
Mm-mm.
Why are you mm-mming about? You didn't have to face what... Well, to be fair, there were giant rats and a giant phase spider that was trying to...
Arcanophage. Look.
How many?
5.
Ah.
And I took every single explosion.
Ah. I'm so sorry. I've only ever fought 2 of them, and I had the sense to shoot them.
3 of them were fed spells.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I'm not looking forward to going into sewers again.
I mean, to be fair, this place is not likely to have arcanophages. This is a place of magic. Having arcanophages would be the opposite of what people here would want. If anything,
I don't think anyone
arcanophages-
wants arcanophages.
No. I mean, to be fair, there's some groups that would want arcanophages because of the fact they don't want wizards and such to mess with what they're doing because they're generally not acting in a way that's condoned by legal authorities, but that's neither here nor there.
Why do I get the feeling you speak from experience?
I said I shot 2 of them.
I mean, in terms of not wanting a wizard to go somewhere.
Oh, not wanting a wizard to go somewhere? That's one of my other... She's lovely and whatnot, but sometimes I swear she will pick a lock through a door just to get into something that she thinks is interesting. I miss her.
Aren't you the same way?
Hmm?
You're the same way.
Shh. Puts a hand on your shoulder. No words. So, we get some rest, we wake up bright and early, and then we go have a good time?
I guess.
Cool. Claps his hands together. I'm gonna go take a nap.
There's one last thing I'm gonna try real quick.
Sure.
You're strong, right?
Hmm.
She puts her arm on the table. You knew it was gonna happen, Don.
Alright.
You know, arm wrestles are not always about strength.
No.
Sometimes it is about finding the right leverage.
Make a strength check. He holds it together, keeping it even with you. Kind of quirks a brow at you. Ready to give up already?
You're funny.
Roll another strength check.
Is it strength or athletic?
Do you want it to be athletics?
I don't know.
That's up to you.
Kinda. I feel like his modifier is exceptionally ridiculous, but fuck.
Okay.
Let's see how bad this goes.
You managed to push him quite a ways. He's like he heard the laughter and just kind of like he and then he rolled a natural 1. Like He's like holding it like a little bit above it, just like that's not great. Let's move this back the other way. Go ahead, Paris.
I'm trying. Oh, pfft.
Oh my.
All right. He starts pushing you back the other way.
He's got expertise in this shit.
Come on. I've had scaffolding a lot sturdier than this. Come on, come on.
She looks very surprised.
What?
Huh?
Starts pushing it back down like, there we go, there we go.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's it.
He starts pushing you back up. There we go.
I mean, if we're about to fucking take a long rest, I guess I'm gonna rage on this one, because now he's had her interest.
Oh boy. Okay. Ow.
That hurt?
You hit his knuckles against you, so it's like,
Ooh.
Looks at
Owie.
his hand, looks up at you. Let's go. Fair enough. You got a little bit of nose flared, you got a little growly there for a second. Not bad.
I kinda do that when I have a really good opponent. Sorry.
I guess that means I was worthy. Gives a little light bow to that.
I don't understand why people keep doing that.
What?
Bowing.
Sign of respect.
She'll bow back, it's clearly slightly more awkward.
Don't worry, it takes time. Believe me, I used to be a lot worse about it myself. That's your
Okay.
shoulder.
I think we should probably get some rest though, because I'm still hurting badly
Go get some
the
sleep.
barkeep.
Go get some sleep. Pushes her towards the room. Go, go, go.
So head upstairs.
And ladies, gentlemen, I'm taking a nap. As he goes over to his own room and you just hear him go thump, 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 thump. Bad! Thump!
I have expected him to fall just on the ground.
You don't know if he hit the ground or not. He closed his door.
Oh god!
He just said bed and then you heard a thump. Which it didn't sound like a floor thump, but at the same time, he's a big man. Maybe he rolled off. And with that, I'd say that will be where we end the session, where we'll be going to look into finding out more about all of these shenanigans. Next time. Shenanigans. You know, shenanigans.
Yeah.
That was a good. That was a good session.
Fun.
Gotta,
So insane.
oh yeah, absolutely. Gotta see a little bit more about Elisha's teacher. See how
The asshole that he
chill-
is.
and the asshole that he is. See a little bit more about Pharos and how chill he is because he chill as hell. And get to see just how
Everybody
enthusiastic
expected
Wolf
him to be
is.
so sad. No.
No, he wasn't
He's
Wolf wasn't expecting him to be sad. It was just like the tonality of it just surprised me. He's just like, "What? Hold on, are you actually?" I mean,
Yeah.
you look
Yeah.
like it, sure.
It was just the I'm fine out of nowhere because that wasn't what he asked.
Oh no, it was just because he didn't know else how to describe it.
Fair enough. That's more than fair.
He didn't know how to describe the situation. He was just like, I'm fine. Like,
Makes sense. That being said, for everyone watching, thank you all so much for doing so. We really appreciate all the support you guys give us. If you liked it, leave us a like and a comment. It really helps us out so we can know how we can better improve our D&D content. If you want to leave a subscription to keep up with when we are, updating our next session, by all means do so. Or follow us on twitch.tv/whatteamcomp, all one word, and you will be able to watch our streams as soon as we start streaming them, so you can be right there when the action starts. And until next time, we've been with Team Comp, and we'll see you next Thursday. Bye bye!
Ooh.